So how is that battle map
Oh,
thing
it's
that you
really
found?
good.
And
Like,
that can go excuse me, that can go into the table we were using before or what?
no, it's a whole different table, and it works so much better just because of that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited to use it, honestly. Okay.
Do we want to take excuse me. Do we want to take some stuff from the initial table, like those terrain markers, like clone them and paste them in there and then save them?
So those we can actually like I can do that actually. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, because there were some useful things in there.
That is true.
Also, like the dice bags and stuff.
Yeah, I think it had some dice bag stuff, but
Are we already live or no?
yeah, we're live right now.
Oh, we're live right now. I thought
We're
we were
live
just
right
shooting the shit.
Well,
Shitting the
we are
shoot.
shooting the shit because it's live right now.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hello.
out there, Gavis.
Yes.
Hello, Yellow. Hello. Yeah. Hey, Mug. Hey.
Yeah.
so, so, Boo is dying because he's
Yep.
tired because we were up till 5 a.m. playing our first ever Warhammer.
I won, by the way.
Yes, you did. And like looking into the looking into stuff because I started watching I watched the play on tabletop video about how to play 9th edition. There were a few things that we didn't do, which
I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, and so
now here's the question: did the things that we didn't do have a huge impact on the result?
Yes.
Okay.
In the sense of like we weren't making like any invuln saves for my orcs.
Oh, they have an invulnerable save.
Yeah, well, not invuln, but just saves in general, right?
Oh, okay.
And there was one other thing of like a save for because of the custom shield generator that the mech had. The big mech had that, and it makes it doesn't add 1 to hit. No, it makes it so you get a 5-up invuln save on any shots taken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I fucked that up a little bit, but that one wasn't too bad. But I
so
specifically,
it was the invuln saves on all the orcs.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember how much like AP you had for your attacks. But if you had like even 1, then all of those would have gone through anyway because they have 6-ups and that's it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, honestly, all of the let me see, actually, because I think, damn it, why did I put the book away? It's right over here, because I'm pretty sure that actually all my units had at least 1.
If they all have at least 1, then it was fine.
Let's see. Trigon. We'll start with the Trigon, because I think
I fucking imagine.
Okay, so the prehensile pincer tail does not actually have any AP.
I see. Okay.
The scything talons have 3 AP.
Okay, yeah, so they were the...
And then the Gene Stealers and the Broodlord. I'm pretty sure the Gene Stealers and Broodlord both have 1.
Yeah.
At least. Broodlord. Come on, turn. Broodlord's got my 3 AP, and the Gene Stealers have 1. And then can go up to 4. So okay.
Yeah, no, okay. So then we were totally fine.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah.
So I still won.
No. So you still won. Super hard.
So yeah. You know.
Yeah. Well,
because it sucks if you had lost due to something that you screwed
but
up,
no, it worked. It worked. It was just fine. So yeah, welcome to the 50th podcast episode. Yep. Oh my God, Table Talk, discussion and discourse.
It's 50 years old.
It's 50 years old. I am your host, as always, Alejo, aka Great on 95.
Yeah, and I'm the other one.
And he's the other one.
Yeah.
Welcome back. It's been a full year, and it's incredible, really. Yep. So thank you to all of you out there who have listened and kept up and all that shit, just everything.
I decided to hang out with a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who are very opinionated about D&D.
Yes, exactly. Very, very opinionated. So yeah, hope you've been enjoying and hope you can continue to enjoy in the next year. Whoa.
Yeah. And hey, maybe this year won't be a dumpster fire.
Probably, hopefully. But yeah, as always, we have stuff to go over first off before we, and it's gonna be kind of more of a chill kind of thing, casual, because it's 50 and fuck it, we can do what we want.
Yeah, we can do what we want no matter what number it is.
That is true, but you know, so before we do anything, Pizza Funk, who is in the chat, has made us a meme. But it's not just a meme. It's a little GIF of a slideshow of all
the different formats.
Yeah,
visual
it's
formats,
fucking
which
cool.
is really good.
So I wanna show that off really quick here. Let's get it there. So yeah, it goes over what all of the fucking changes that I was doing to so many different parts of the thing. It's really cool. It's just oh man, I'm super happy about it, you know? But yeah, it's really neat, and thank you very much, Pizza Funk.
Yes.
We appreciate it fucking immensely. It'll be literally I should just go pin it in the Discord server because I want to see that thing a lot. It's really fucking cool. But yeah. So that's that.
Yeah. So do we have a boatload of comments?
We have 4 comments. Okay. It's not too bad. So comments. Here they come. First off, Draco Kraken. He says, or I don't know, they fucking whatever. Finally got to catch up after I had to leave it earlier, and the second video got me thinking about how I learned to build encounters. This was last week. Okay. I usually only have 3 players at best, and when I was first starting to DM, it seemed like no video could actually explain how to properly balance CR for less people. Because of that, I gave up on trying to, and literally just started to make DM player characters to oppose my players, so that it would be balanced. Yeah, common thing, honestly. I feel like, because I would stat out a bunch of things the NPCs that I would have them fight, I would give them classes and stuff and just stat them out to make it work. So they would be the same level. Yeah. And then I would go by CR for just regular monsters if I needed to. But yeah, it's CR system.
It's hit or miss.
It's functional-ish.
Yeah.
And then Juice commented on that, said, I wish the CR system could work for those who want to make things balanced by math. Unfortunately, to balance an encounter by math only is a little bit more complex than most people want. And that's true. It's just unfortunate the way it is. Yeah. So then we had Steely also commented on the same video. I was expecting the first video to be a dumpster fire, and I was not disappointed. Simply put, heroism is in someone's deeds, not their race or looks. Giving moral agency to more races just serves as a way to bring more depth of character and story. The same goes for expanding the available player characters' races. For example, I would love to play that Drow escape adventure idea which you guys mentioned. The real question is, are we part of the nerdosphere, or do we lose our nerdosphere privileges for playing non-human races? No, we're still part of it. Fucking, I don't give a shit. We're part of the better half of it.
Yeah, right.
Also to say that in Rifts, you are a human is laughably off base. A good portion of that massive array of aliens and supernatural beings is available as player character choices. Also, there are plenty of evil humans, the Coalition states being a prime example. Actually, I would love to see a video where you guys check out Rifts, because it's so crazy in the best way. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds good.
No, it sounds really neat.
I've heard about it.
Absolutely. It sounds really cool. Yeah. Unit Rico, on the last episode as well, says, man, those weird rants in the first video is the biggest embodiment of the old man yells at cloud meme I've ever seen. Yeah. I mean, I get wanting to recommend other games that may be specifically designed for certain settings or moods or the like, and it's pretty neat that they do, but their justification with the you're playing the game wrong shit is just fucking weird, man. Agreed. On another note, not really liking the stream setup. that allows for the audience interaction. I can't really make any myself because time zones suck, but the input into interaction has been really great. I agree entirely. Like,
yeah, it's a lot more fun, and like especially when when the video is just painful.
Yeah, we can actually we can suffer along with you.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't understand the burden. It's just lifted so much more.
Yeah.
Hey out there, Longbone. Hey Frozen Spaghetti. Oh man, Rift's been meaning to look into it out of sheer curiosity. Yeah, someday we'll look into it. We have so many things that we're doing now. When I said 4, I meant like 6. Creative Burst on episode 26 when we were looking at Cody's video comparing D&D to Pathfinder 2e that we liked. But this is in regards to when we covered how it's played. That's what it is now. AKA Basics for Gamers before. When he was covering archetypes and such, I think.
Yeah.
So they say the example he used for archetype is not just for organized play. Pathfinder Society is an actual organization in the setting, so if you decide your character is a part of the organization, it can take the feature, which I always forget because Pathfinder has that cool thing where it's literally, it exists in the world. Like, that is how you get jobs and stuff if you want to.
Yeah. So it's like a big fuck off adventuring guild.
Yes, absolutely. They continue, there is a class archetype that will be available at some point for a class, the Summon, or Summoner, I assume, because Summoner is coming. That is coming out. This archetype base is based on merging with Eidolon. This ability will be an option in base class, but will be mandatory. So the archetype is focusing on a style of play with a class. This one probably will be one that you have to trade a 2nd level feat, as it restricts how you summon your Eidolon. If you look at the Summoner playtest, just note that the synthesis is changing. Okay, yeah. I assume that's in reference to when I was talking about him including that one thing that didn't have anything in it, and it not being necessary, and that he could make it again later. And like, yeah, okay, fair enough. It's now completely in date regardless. So it wasn't a bad thing. I never said it was a bad thing. I just said I don't think it was necessary. But now, fuck me. I was wrong, and I will totally admit that. Juice then says on last episode, I just ran Rifts on Saturday evening on stream. It was a ton of fun. I killed my wife's character in the first combat. It was amazing.
Nice.
So yeah, that's all the comments. And announcement as well, Juice will be coming on next week. He's gonna come hang out, and we're gonna cover something. God, I don't remember what it was, but it's something that's gonna make us really upset, apparently.
Oh man,
I'm so excited.
Okay.
So yeah, that's all that. And remember, everyone, we'll talk about it later. But we are brought to you today by our lovely patrons, which we will mention by name later on. But yeah, that's that. So let us begin with just this nice little warm-up thing. It's good. It's calming. It's something that came about by Ginny D, actually. She made a video where she talked to Mark Humes, who is the DM of High Rollers.
Oh, okay.
And he answered questions, and this is basically just a bunch of questions. So I figured, hey, why not look over them and answer them ourselves in the 50th episode? And if you guys have any questions at all during this time, like, send them our way, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, as it is the 50th episode, might as well just answer any really pertinent questions that you might have in your mind. So, this is the D&D tag. So, and we'll just answer these, like, as they come, one at a time.
Let me see.
Here.
I might not.
I can give you the link.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
No,
so it's okay. I thought it was a video. Okay.
No. We'll be covering the video next. But
yeah, okay.
This is just a series of questions. So, first up, what was your first D&D character?
My first D&D character. Fuck, I can't remember, to be honest.
Really?
Let's see. No, I remember.
Okay.
My first D&D, I think the first time I ever managed to actually play D&D as a full player, I played, it was 4th edition, and I played a Null Warlord.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Yeah, and we were trying to do an evil campaign where we didn't get very far into it, but the concept was we were all like ancient warlords of our race who had been resurrected for some reason we didn't know.
Oh, okay.
And so I was playing the actual warlord class.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I was a warlord, and I was a gnoll. I forget who the other ones were though, but I know that I ate a lot of bodies.
Nice.
So it was kind of like a proto giant Skaven.
Okay.
So like whenever we would beat some people, if it wasn't like if we weren't in public or whatever,
yeah,
and it was just us like out in the wild, I would eat the bodies and like heal a little bit. The DM let me heal from that at least just a little bit.
Yeah.
How about you?
So for me, it was back in college up in Maine. I remember we were just talking about D&D once. And I had expressed interest, and so I was given stuff to look at. Fuck, how can we drive in a parkway but park in a driveway? That's a good question, and we'll answer that when you're older.
Yeah.
So,
when you're more mature.
Yes, of course. When you're able to handle the actual answer. Yeah. So I didn't know what to play really, and I asked my friend who was going to be DMing it. I was like, okay, so what do you think? Right? What do you think I should play? And he was kind of pitching some stuff, and then he basically got me to Warlock, actually. And this was in 3.5.
Okay.
You found them in I think it was the Unearthed Arcana book for 3.5.
So you play tested it.
Right. No, it was legitimately a published book that was called Unearthed Arcana because they just take names again.
Yeah.
But yes, so I looked into it, and I made his name was Ventoft.
Okay.
And he was a self-insert in a lot of ways, just because I didn't know what I was doing really, and I figured, fuck it, we'll just go with that. He was there wasn't really any kind of pact thing that you needed for 3.5, so I was just like, hey, he was like, okay, so how did your powers come about? Did something trigger them? Like, how do you make a pact? Like, all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, I really don't know, man. I could not think of it. And so in the beginning of the campaign, we were like imprisoned and taken in actual shackles and like on the verge of death, and that triggered my power.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then it was a whole thing of like trying to figure out, and I did at one point get bonded to the Kraken, I think, in a way. Yeah. It was interesting, and we went about and made the Candyman ascend to godhood, so that was neat.
Cool.
It was the whole thing. There was the Muffin Man and the Gingerbread Man as well, and like
nice.
Yeah, they were like fucking grotesque and stuff. It was great.
Damn it! I was hoping it was gonna be like Candyman, Gingerbread Man, and what was the other one? Sorry, I already forgot. Muffin Man. I was hoping that they were like the Pillar Men.
No, this was before.
Amazing.
This was before we knew JoJo, dude. This is way before.
Oh, I know, but
yeah, quite literally, like the Muffin Men like had little gnomes or elves or something, and they would come out of the thing, and then they would go like, "Do you know the Muffin Man?" And then if you said anything that wasn't "Who Lives on Drury Lane," then they would take you to try to meet him. Like, they would actually physically try to take you. And
like
then
they would kidnap you.
Yeah, and like if you said "Who Lives on Drury Lane," they would just combust.
Oh!
Yeah, it was it was a weird thing. It was fun. It was really fun, though.
I like it.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, which D&D class is your least favorite to play, or do you not want to play?
Okay, so
yeah,
Least favorite, I would have to say... This is the thing. I'm very easy to please, so I kind of really enjoy most of them. Mystic. Oh my god, that doesn't exist. Nobody knows about. No, it's not a thing.
Yeah.
No. I would say it depends on the edition. That's true. There
Yeah.
is many editions, but I really honestly would say that I know the meme is like fighters are boring and stuff, but I honestly think I would rather be more than just a fighter in any respect. Like, even monks are more than just a fighter. Paladins are more than just a fighter. With the subclasses, thankfully, you're more than just a fighter, which is good.
Yeah.
And with the feats and stuff, you can be a specialized fighter in 3.5 and such. So you're never just a fighter, but like there's something about that I'm like, okay, so that's my meme character, right? If I want to play a class and I just want to fucking be whatever, I'm a fighter. Fightman Fightson.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, Fightman Fightson.
Legitimately, Fightman Fightson was born because I was like, I don't fucking know. I guess I'll play a fighter or whatever.
Yeah,
because
there's him Fightman,
and I called him Fightman Fightson, and he had a fight dad, and he was a dwarf, and he was very strong, and that he loved fighting.
He was a really good fighter.
He was a really good fighter.
I think for me, it's gonna sound weird. I don't really want to play a cleric.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. I think it might have been because I was dice cursed the only time I've ever played as a cleric. But I don't know. There's just something about being a cleric that doesn't really strike me as the kind of character that I want to be, you know?
Okay.
Because, I don't know, it's just something about clerics. I know they're really good. I know that they're, like, vital for most parties, but it's just not really me.
Yeah. I feel like if you wanted to play cleric, you would play like an off cleric, like that's just not dedicated to like something. It just does whatever.
Or like if it's either not dedicated to something or dedicated to something ridiculous.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Or a ridiculous cleric.
Right.
So like instead of it being like a human god, a human cleric dedicated to like Peor or Bahamut or something, it would basically be like it will be a goblin cleric dedicated to like a fucking
the concept of cheese.
Yeah, the concept of cheese or something. Something fucking weird.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. What D&D spell would you most want to have in real life?
So it's cheating.
Okay.
Wish.
Right, of course, yeah.
Like, there's, like, but if I can't choose Wish,
right?
If I can't choose Wish, which is the default, I have the spell thing, because there's a lot of fucking spells. I'm not going to go through the 3.5 spell compendium.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
A little bit too much.
Pizza Funk says locate item. That would be really useful.
That actually would be pretty useful. You know what I would do? What is the one that lets you, like, teleport to places? Is that Gate?
Gate makes you make a physical gate to places, yes, I believe.
Okay. What is the one that, like...
Good evening, Indigo. What? What's the one that's...
What is the one that, like, lets you teleport long distances across the world?
I believe teleport is the thing.
What level is that? Do you know?
I think it was like 7th. I don't know. Let me look at my spell list thing. Okay, just teleport 7th. Thank you. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yeah.
My brain fucking remembered that. Jesus Christ.
That's what I would want if I couldn't take Wish.
Okay.
Because with Wish, you can just be like, oh, hey, I want Wish. Now I can do all the spells, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I feel you.
Yeah, because like if I could travel, if I could visit people, if I could just like it's like, oh hey, I don't have to worry about a car anymore. I can like teleport me and my minis into your fucking house and be like, yo, let's do this shit.
Let's fucking play.
I'm pretty sure teleport, you can use it with multiple people.
Yes, that is true. You and up to 8 willing creatures of your choice.
Yeah, something like that. So
very cool.
I think teleport.
Okay, yeah, that I can see that. I would also take teleport, but just for the sake of being different.
No, dude, that's fine.
No, I know. Actually, honestly, what I think I would want to do is, so I know teleportation circle is 5th level, right? But the requirement is you have to keep making the circle every day for a year in order for it to be a permanent thing that you can go to. But like, I don't know, man. I wouldn't mind just every day for a few hours a day just going, doing my thing, and then going to do whatever else, right? Like I go and I cast it, and then I come back and I'm like, all right, that's my day. That's part of my day done. You know?
Yep.
Like, and then you can literally put one anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere.
Right? And so then you can just go, I'm over here now.
Not to mention, you could totally make like a secret base.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So you could be like, oh man, you guys want to go hang out in my super secret gold-plated Amazon River Basin cave base?
Absolutely. Or like, okay, the other thing you could do, obviously, is because each of the ones that you make has like a different sign or something. I don't know if like that's in depth enough in the spell, but like I would make it so that each of them has like a different symbol that you go to, right? And you have to know the symbol to get there. So
you can use one to go to multiple different places.
Yeah, but I could sell this, right?
Oh.
Like, pay me for a year to create you a teleportation circle. And I will do that for you so that you can go somewhere, right? You want me to put you anywhere else other than that? You got to pay for me to live there for a year. And I can do that for you. But like...
And the labor. It's very hard, intensive labor.
It's hard work. You don't understand. I got to look at my book, and I got to read the words. And I got to draw shit every day. But no, like...
Plus, it's fucking magic.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, pay me.
Alright, so what's your favorite D&D monster?
Oh, that is a good question.
Yeah, that's a rough one, because
there's
like...
a lot of them.
I have favorites in like specific types, like favorite monstrosity, favorite aberration, favorite elemental, etc., etc. But man, if I had to pick just one, God, I have no clue. I don't think I could pick.
Pizza Funk says Nothic. Those are pretty good.
Yeah, Nothics are cool. They're like big fucking Cyclops boys.
Yeah.
Not actually, no, they're small.
Right, they're tiny, but they're really weird.
Yeah.
Man, so many good ones. That's the thing, right? Like,
yeah. And you can't just say like, "Oh, beholders" or dragons.
Right. Yeah, no, that's too easy.
It's too normy.
Yeah. I honestly think because it's so effective and it's so like low level in terms of like basically what it can do, but it is so effective in what it does. It's the one that is the brain that is on.
Oh, the Mind Devourer.
Yeah.
The thing that the illithids use.
Yes, because like it is so easy to kill. It is whatever, but that thing is sneaky, and it will just like fucking. It'll just take your brain. It just takes
intellect. Yeah,
intellect devours. Thank you.
It.
Yes.
Yeah.
They just take your fucking brain, and you can't do anything about it. It's scary as shit. I love it. Not biased at all towards dragons, but I like 3.5 kobolds. There you go. Oblexes. Oh, Oblexes. Yeah, really
mimics.
Cool.
Mimics are great.
Mimics are also really good.
I couldn't choose.
Maybe we are the monsters the whole time.
Yeah, right?
Especially to hear what happens to Mind Flayer tadpoles and they're left alone. That's true. Yeah.
Those. I forget what
the taverns. Oh, that'd be so cool.
I know what those are called.
Yeah, I know what you're referring to. I just don't know
it's the big fucking giant worm thing that comes from that.
There's also if you put them in a beholder and it becomes the
mind Neolithid. That's it. Neolithid. The mind servant or something.
Yeah, whatever the beholder part is. Mimic shoes.
Nice.
Eat your feet. Yeah, I mean, if you can't pick, just name off a few that you really like.
Well, okay, I like illithids.
Yeah, of course, everyone does.
Everybody does. Illithids. I like remorazes. They're cool.
They're not used enough.
They're really no. Well, it's because they're so fucking dangerous.
Yeah, it's true.
Let's see what else. Oh no, I know what my favorite D&D monster is. Rock baboons.
Rock baboons.
Have you never heard that story, did you?
No.
Okay, back when me and Brogan and Aiden and Mike were playing our first edition campaign or a D&D campaign or whatever, we were doing random monster encounters.
Okay.
So like Brogan would roll on a table and then, we would fight whatever came up. And on like almost all the tables, just because they were in just in all the different environments available, there were rock baboons.
Okay.
So it was like a group of like 5 to 40 rock baboons. So let me see if there's let me see. I want to see if there's an image.
Okay.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Those are mind witnesses, by the way.
That's it. Yeah, mind witness.
Yeah. Sorry, I spent a lot of time reading up on aberrations for one of my campaigns. No, that's good. I'm glad somebody fucking knows. There's an MME going on with a fully furnished mimic room where everything is some kind of mimic. Oh yeah, that's really cool. Displacer beats are really cool as well. Yes.
Yeah, they're cool.
So awesome. I don't love the fact that you have to do it because displacer beasts are cool, and I wish you could have one as a pet. But like actually getting them to like kill them and get their pelts to make into cloaks. Oh man.
Yeah,
shit's cool.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any like pictures of rock baboons, but there is a stat block for one.
Oh, there you go. All right.
They have a club.
They
use clubs. They only have an intelligence of 5, and they can use a club.
Hey, I mean, to be fair, it doesn't take much to know. Big stick that's heavy hurt.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, I would have to really look through the monster manual and really go through like each and every one and be like, oh, I love that. I love that.
Absolutely. Really like the land shark thing. I forgot what it was called. Land shark thing.
Bullets.
Oh, the digging.
I love bullets too.
Oh, yeah.
Bullets. I love. They're so really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I really want to get one of the models and like paint it because they're fucking awesome.
And one of the things that's nice is that it kind of paints itself because you find that shit gray and then just highlight it and you're done.
It's true. What's your favorite NPC/villain that you've encountered/created?
Okay, so okay, it's a good thing that they didn't mention that that it didn't mention D&D. Can it be?
It's in the D&D tag, but I'll just be whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, like my favorite character that I ever made, even though it was just a one-off character, I loved Toby Benson or Toblerone. Toby Toblerone Benson was in the Shadowrun campaign. We were just talking about it a couple days ago. He was the one who was super high and was dude, I live next to the hospital. Here, hang on. Dude, look, I live next to the hospital, and I don't know what it is, but they put like the nursery floor like near the same. Hang on.
That's great.
Just near the same floor as mine, and God, I can hear those babies like crying and screaming all the time. So look, I want you to go in the hospital, like sneak in, go to the nursery and steal a bunch of babies. And then I want you to like call me before you, like once you've done that, then head to the roof. And I want you to like throw the babies off the roof. And I'll be like, so call me so I can watch because it's like really funny. And I want to see what happens. Like when people's like, oh my God, there's like a bunch of babies falling down from the sky. Don't try. Oh man, they might hit some people. That'd be even better. That would probably go for like a lot if I sold that on the net. So that was like one of my favorite characters. I like when we were doing that scene.
Hi guy. Oh my God.
Yeah, when we were doing that scene, I was barely able to hold it together.
Yeah,
that was really fun. Nah, it's not D&D, but
but it's still yeah.
And then, if I'm forced to do D&D, Tharnanar.
Oh, dude, yes, Tharnanar is great. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's like top level NPC I've ever made.
Absolutely. Made a Minotaur sorcerer with haste and mirror image that gave my group in 3.5 days a rough time. That's fair, yeah.
Nice.
How
about you?
Favorite NPC or villain that I've encountered or created? Oh, I actually, there was for my intrigue campaign, the leader of the Cloudy Blades, which was an organization that was trying to kind of promote more anarchy in the kingdom, led by, and it was comprised of and led by Tiefling.
Okay.
And oh god, what was his name? Oh, I gotta find it, because I really just really liked playing the guy. He was just he had this way of talking, and I gotta try to remember it, but it was like both smooth, but also he would kind of like be kind of in your face a bit, and he would just be like talking the whole time, and just kind of I have to figure out how I did it again, because I just remember really liking the guy.
And really enjoying playing him.
Yeah. Let me see here. D&D. This was. Let me see. What is that? Is it here? Nope. Nope. Okay, cool. I don't know if I even have it on this computer. It might be on my laptop, but my laptop dies in like 2 seconds whenever I turn it on. So, I can't find it. But, so I think he was like, he would talk kind of just all the time, just, I very much think that you would really enjoy doing my work for me, because I think it would be a great time just to bond from these experiences. And it was stuff like, it was just so much fun, because I'd get into it, because I would be like, I just did it there, and you couldn't see, but I'm moving around, and like my hands are getting fully like full body into the character. That's
I do that too when I play like Dispotter and a lot of the more animated characters. I animate along with them.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
It's like that actually gave me a little bit of like happiness there, because it was fun to just be that for a second.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Oh yeah. What's the next one? Has one of your characters ever died, and what killed them? Yes, I got my head blown off by an icicle spike. Now you.
That's right. Yeah, I've heard this story.
Yeah, it was the same campaign where we were playing first edition. So I was playing a magic user, quote unquote, not a wizard, magic user, and I got really, really, really unlucky with my health rolls, because you roll a d4 for your health as a magic user, and I was like consistently getting ones or twos. And so when we first started, I had 1 HP, and my only spell was sleep. And since coup de graces were still allowed, sleep, coup de grace, and counter over. And so I did eventually start getting more powerful spells, and I was able to actually fight. But at one point during a fight, I had to step out and target somebody. I needed to actually get into a better position. They saw me, and Brogan sent an icicle spike and rolled almost max damage and was able to basically one-shot me. So it was fine, because it was like max damage. It was highly unlikely that it would have killed me, because it was like, I think it was like 3d6, and so he hit me for 18, like nearly 17 or 18 damage.
Yeah.
So and when you have like 7 HP,
right? It's more than double your HP. It's like, all right, he's fucking gone. He's gone. There's no way.
Fucking head freezes instantly. You fall back, and your head hits the ground and shatters.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man,
it was that.
So for me, it was I've told this before, but it was Yulon. Yulon Revt. My my cleric, who's not that kind of cleric.
Mm.
He was very driven, hard-headed, stubborn, if you will, in battle. And he died from negligence.
Yeah.
Right. Oh. Yeah. It was just, and I kind of more decided that he would die in that moment, just because, like, I mean, once people just keep talking when you're on the ground, you kind of just bleed out. So I was just like,
Did they ever apologize for that, or were they shit?
No, they felt bad immediately. It's fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah, don't worry. I hold no ill will for it. I honestly, again, every time, like, I think about it, I'm just like, he's still alive in my world. He's still, I can bring him into something else, or but not in that same, like, continuity, right?
Yeah, he's been reincarnated.
Plus, he was a teaching moment. Definitely, they care a lot more.
That's good.
Which is good. Yeah, and so it was him, and then I think an NPC died right after as well, like pretty soon after, and it was just like, yeah. So they kind of they started to go, oh, we should really, like, talk more and stuff, and actually figure out what maybe we want to do for each other.
Well, at least they learned.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool.
God, I'm getting so sick of these. Sorry, I'm just like, while I'm occasionally opening up YouTube just to fucking, and I keep seeing, like, everybody is like, oh, let's just make all these posts because YouTube is broken because of that Spiff and Grit video.
Well,
for fuck's sake.
It's quite literally, and I understand, right? It's just because nobody uses the community tab, which I fucking wish we had a community tab, because I would actually say, hey, we're delaying the stream a day or a week, right? Because I would actually put out stuff that's important.
Yeah, it's true.
But, like, we need 1,000 subs for that. By the way, goal for this next coming year of podcasts, get us up to 1,000. All right, cool.
Okay.
At least. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the posts anyway. So
yeah,
me. Yeah. What's your best natural 20 story? Oh, I have one prepared. In the chamber. In the chamber.
Okay.
You remember a good old, big old gorilla man?
Yeah.
So, we were playing, and I was DMing in my first world of Agris, we were playing Age of Magic. And I think Mike was like, I want to be a lupine. Because this was in 3.5 stuff. And I was like, okay, sure. And lupine, for those who don't know, it's very easy to figure out, but lupine are dogmen. Specifically bred to combat werewolves, right? Like, that's their thing. They hate werewolves. But then everyone else was like, started picking, like, oh, can I be a rat man from Boo, or can I be a turtle for Aiden? And Brogan was like, can I be a Hadozi? And I was like,
what the fuck is a Hadozi?
I looked it up, and it's a gorilla with, like, membrane under their arms to glide. Came out for Saltmarsh, I think. 3.5 Saltmarsh or something like that. No.
Yeah.
Song of Stormwreck, or not Song of Stormwreck, I think, or something. I don't know. You can find out.
Yeah.
So he made a dozy named Kalungo, and we had Ralph Henderson. I believe it was the Rat Man. We had
Boris.
No,
no, it actually was Boris.
Oh, that's right, Boris Wetnose, right? For
I was like, it's like, I know it's Boris, but I was about to say Rotten Spoon. It's like, no, it's not Rotten Spoon.
And then Aiden's really long name for his turtle.
Yeah, Demetrius D'Artagnan OSP the third or something.
Yeah. It's been a while, so yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Machiavelli.
Yeah, Machiavellius D'Artagnan. Yeah.
Yeah. It was really long, and because he wanted to have, like, a ninja turtle, and so he made it have a big, long bunch of names. It was great.
Yeah, it was great.
So I ended up calling it the Age of Magic Fur. Had them get basically driven out of their home. And while they were contacting humans, Kalungo got a vision from Alona, the goddess of
like
animals and nature.
Furries.
Yeah, the goddess of furries. Animals and nature and stuff. And I was like, hey, go here. Maybe you can find something to present to them to show that you are cool, right? and so Kalungo's like, yeah, so Alona talked to me, let's go. And you guys were like, yeah, that's good. We can take care of our animal friends. And on the way out, I rolled for basically a random encounter. And you got it as you were traveling, or I had you guys roll for it. And because there had been a goblin incursion that was happening, there were wargs. And so the wargs came out, and there were only 2. Keep in mind, only 2. They don't have pack tactics. They came out, you guys started fighting them, and Kalungo was in a bad spot.
Yeah.
And Kalungo sucked. Let's get this clear. His highest stat was a 12.
Yeah.
And
trash.
Everything else was a +0 or maybe a +1 from that one stat.
No, it was either a +0 or -1.
That's true. That's right.
I don't know why he kept him.
We wanted him to live. We wanted him to.
No. Like when he rolled him up.
He thought it would be a fun time, and I was like,
it wasn't.
Cool. Well, it was fun for us.
I mean, even he had like a death switch. Like, yes, he's gonna die. He can do something new.
We kept saving him over and over, but Kalungo's luck ran out in this warg encounter because he was cornered basically by these 2 wargs. I was like, okay, you can, because I think we had switched over to 5th edition rules at this point. You can use your action to impose disadvantage by taking the dodge action and then running away. That way, they have a harder chance to hit you.
Yes.
And he was like, okay, I'm going to do that. And I'm like, okay, here we go. And so I rolled for the wargs to hit. With disadvantage, the first warg hit, both dice were natural 20s.
Yep.
The universe wanted Kalungo to die. At that very moment, he died. And then I rolled, I don't know if it was max damage or not. I think it might have been. But I think it
was.
I think it just literally everything dominoed so that Kalungo would fucking die.
We tried to save him too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you tried to save him so hard, but they just tore out his throat immediately.
Yeah,
what are you saying? So bad. Are you saying no, that one's rolled and that one's perished the thought? No. I rolled natural 20s in disadvantage. He had no chance. Oh, man. Oh, it was the best, worst thing ever. I wish I had recorded the rolling of it so that, because to this day, it blows my goddamn mind every time I think of that.
Oh, man, I don't have a good nat 20 story like that.
It's the only one that I have. It's the only
one.
Like
the one because that's like legendary in our group.
It is quite
he
literally.
Became like an inside joke for our whole group.
Yeah, being a Kalungo is a saying now for us.
Yeah. Is it Kalungo?
Is it a Kalungo? Well, you should probably you don't want to be a Kalungo, dude.
Yeah, we don't want any Kalungos, Fucking
1 out of 400 odds achieved. Exactly, man.
Oh my god. Ridiculous. So do I even have one? I'm trying to remember if I had one from the 1st edition game because I don't think I did because I was a wizard.
Right.
Or magic user. Not really because I didn't really that I didn't have a big nat 20 thing in that campaign either. I was thinking about the werewolf thing that happened with me, but that wasn't a nat 20. That was just a good roll. Good enough. I can't call one to mind.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of if there's one in, like, Devils and Dice, even.
Not really, because...
We don't really,
the only one that comes to mind is when I crit you, and then Tharnanar pulled you away, but that doesn't, I don't think I don't have a good natural nat 20 story at the moment.
Okay.
So, meh. I don't get to play enough.
That's true. That's fair. Yeah.
Because nat 20 stories are usually better for players and they are DMs.
Absolutely. And mine is the rare exception.
Yeah. Because it's the double nat 20s to kill someone.
Absolutely.
So best nat 1.
Nat 1 story. So these are going to be harder to remember just because nat 1s usually suck.
Yeah. Do I have a good nat 1 either?
Right.
That I can think of?
I don't have one that's burned into my memory just as much as that nat 21.
Yeah. Not really.
I don't.
Not that I can think of. I don't really have any really monumental nat 1 stories.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I also don't think I have one right now either.
Yeah.
Because I've rolled plenty, and it's just been like, fuck, but
yeah,
nothing like my brain immediately goes like, oh, you were in a stealth mission and at the very last second, you rolled a nat 1 and got caught and then had to do a whole big fight out or something, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what my brain goes to, but I don't have one of those. I wish it did.
Let's see. Yeah, no. Yeah, not really.
So sorry, everyone.
Sorry, we're kind of really drawing duds that time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
What do we got? Highest level I've ever played a character to.
Ooh, that is a good question.
Yeah, I think Owen, the one that died, I'm pretty sure he was level 7.
Oh, really? You've only gotten up to level 7?
Yeah, the thing is we've never finished a campaign before.
That's true. That is true.
So, yeah. And I wouldn't count a character that's like, oh, we'll do a one-shot and start at level level 20, because you didn't play it to that.
Right, that's fair.
Yeah, so I think he was either 6 or 7 or maybe even 5. He didn't last very long.
I think Ventoft, actually, because we did finish that campaign, I think he was at level 10 when we were at least somewhere. We made it to double digits at least. I know that much. I think I wish Aiden was here because he would fucking remember. Oh wait, I can. I still have my sheet actually. Let me go find it really quick.
Oh.
Hold on. Oh God. I had to pull out my whole other big binder.
Yeah.
That I keep everything else in. So he's in the back here somewhere, isn't he? I kept yeah, there he is. He is level 14.
Wow. Nice.
Wait. No, that says level 4.
Oh.
No, it is. I think it is level 14 actually, because I'm looking at. No, level 11. There we go. There he is. Okay. That was just an other sheet. Okay, I had 2 sheets for some reason.
That's weird.
I must have kept one and then just used another one to do that. Okay. I once had an orc do enough damage to a PC to take him to 0. He had 9 alchemist fire flasks in his backpack. I let him roll reflex, told him a nat 1 would land him on the backpack. He blew up. He rolled a nat 1 on the reflex save. 9 flasks exploded. He did take out the orc with him. Well, there you go. At least he took out the orc as well.
So yeah, pretty good.
11 is my highest actually. And honestly, I feel like I would only want to ever get to 15. At most, right? Because we've said it before, high level play is a slog most times. Yeah. The only time where I would be more okay with it is if it wasn't very combat heavy and we got to level 20, right?
Yeah, and a lot more story involvement.
Absolutely. Because then you don't have to worry about hours upon hours of just hitting a thing until it dies.
Yeah.
What's your favorite magical item?
Sovereign clue. There are a lot of them. Yeah, there's a lot. There's not very many famous ones though. You know what? Easy. Bag of holding.
Oh yeah, bag of holding's fucking great every time.
Yeah. Sorry if that's too easy and too obvious, but
the Heward's handy haversack from 3.5, which is the better bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
From 3.5, that was also really good.
Yeah.
I would say. So, excuse me.
No, that's fine.
We would always actually, if we could, back in the day, we would always go for Rings of Sustenance.
Oh,
Rings of Sustenance back in the day. Spelljammer ship? Dude, never even had one. I wish. That'd be so cool.
Yeah. That's super cool.
But literally every time, because we were just like, I don't want to fucking deal with food.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of cheating. Sure. The Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, yeah. Also very good.
So
also
again, if I can't have the Philosopher's Stone, bag of holding.
Right,
because then, dude, this little pouch, I can fit all my minis in there.
That is true. There you go. Portable hole. The first time I got one in 3.5 and found out how great it was when putting aside the portable hole bomb, I make it a point to always try and get one. Dude, portable holes are really good. Yeah.
What the hell is a portable hole?
You've never. Oh, dude, it's literally a hole. You can roll it up and like store it with you, and then you lay it out on the ground. It's just a hole. You put things in it. They're in there.
Oh, okay. So it's like a transportable pocket dimension that is just like a tiny. It's basically just a hole.
Yeah.
So it is not like
It's,
for example,
I think it's like 5 feet at least, or maybe 10 feet wide. I don't remember.
If you have like the side of a, like, say you walk up to a locked door, can you put the hole on the door and walk through the hole?
No, you would be in a pocket. You would be in the pocket dimension. You wouldn't be through it. Yeah. Dwarven Artificer in one of my games that I let replace his missing eye with a portable hole. Oh, that's cool.
That's weird.
I love it. You just pulling shit out of your eye to get. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. It is like a super back folding. Yeah. Absolutely. There was another thing that I really liked that I got for. I mean, can we count homunculi and like golems as magical items? Because I feel like we should.
Yeah, I think so. It's a construct, and a construct is constructed.
Yeah,
so I think it's an item.
Yeah, I mean, because it's not a warforged. They don't have autonomy. It's fine.
Yeah,
they'll never rise up. It's fine.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. If you had an IRL alignment, what would it be? Oh, jeez.
Either neutral good the majority of the time, and lawful evil occasionally. So there you go.
There you go.
You know, it's like malicious compliance, it's that kind of thing. Usually.
Yeah, I feel you. Do cybernetics count, dude? Of course.
Yeah, but we haven't played enough cybernetics to fucking.
Yeah. You could always just say the respective manuals. That's true, yeah, but I'm just thinking in general, because before you could just make them. You didn't have to get a manual. You just had to have the skills. And they were really cool. For me, God, I'm too much of a goody two shoes a lot of the time. So I would say lawful. More on the scale of lawful good, but with more of a chaotic good tendency.
So neutral good.
Yeah, more neutral good. Absolutely.
There we go. Because you can go both ways.
That is true. That is very true. Yeah. Okay. Neutral good. Though not all the time, because I am a bastard.
Yeah. So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like neutral good and then occasionally neutral evil or
right.
Lawful
Exactly.
Evil.
Like it's the whole thing of the alignment system of like it's a guideline. We all remember.
Yeah.
It's a guideline, and especially if you try to put yourself in that, it's like no. You have so many layers of gray. There's no way you can.
You can't condense a person down into one of 9 things.
Exactly.
If you had to date one of your characters, which one would you pick? None of them.
None of them.
Because I am straight. That's how you know this is from Ginny D. Because she wants to date her own characters all the time. Apparently.
I don't know. I mean, there are like some people play like I've played both gender characters. But I wouldn't want to date Riz. Riz was my Dragonborn.
What? You're not
Shadow Sorcerer.
Your problem with the Scalies?
No. I don't think we would fit, you know. I just think different things, dude. Um, let's see.
Character you want to play that haven't had a chance to play yet.
I have a whole folder. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yes, there is. There are many. And are you a dice goblin or a dice minimalist? Goblin.
I wish I was more of a goblin because I want more dice.
Yeah,
I love dice. Dice are great.
Yeah, I am definitely a dice goblin.
On the subject, actually, going back to the ones that you haven't played yet, is there one that you really, really want to play?
Oh,
most people have a folder of character ideas they haven't gotten to play yet. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's how I am. Like the one that I want to play like next, I guess.
Yeah. The one that you most want to play next.
It depends on which kind of campaign we run, because if we do what you were thinking of, what I gave you that info for, you know, wink, wink.
Right.
Depends on if we played that or another fantasy game.
Right. I feel you.
Because if we play,
then, go for both then.
Yeah, if we play a cyberpunk or Shadowrun game, I want to play my combination corpse / rocker boy, who is a corpse during the day and moonlights as a rocker boy.
Yeah.
And here's the thing that I think would be really fun. His whole thing is that he would do concerts in, like, you remember in the movie, did you ever see the movie Die Hard?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You know how they had that area beneath the Nakatomi building where there was that big parking lot?
Yeah.
Like right outside the building.
Yeah.
I would love it if my guy was like in good with one or multiple of the corporations in that area. I put on a concert like in the middle of their buildings to act as distraction for people doing heists in the high rises. So that way, like, all the noise from the concert helps like mask their movements. Everybody's distracted. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be super cool.
And then for a D&D campaign, I am hovering between my blowgun ranger and a vermin shaman. Oh wait, no. I don't want to play the vermin shaman. It's a Skaven, effectively.
Right.
Yeah, because I have a whole thing for his personality that is a lot deeper than the other one, so I'm really interested in playing him.
Okay, cool. Die Hard, best Christmas movie ever. Yes. So I think from my thing looking it over, I haven't played a warlock in forever. And it was the first thing that I played, and I really like warlocks, and I just like the idea of having the patron who's like, "Hey man, you can have my power, but you got to do things for me," right? Being able to play another warlock would be cool, and having it be, I made a like half elf warlock of the Undying. So like his name's Khan. He quite literally is patroned to a lich, like a lich, who is just like, "Hey man, you're gonna live forever if you do shit for me. You gotta, go infect that well."
You're already a half elf though. You already live a long time.
Yeah, but he doesn't live forever. And also, he doesn't.
Who wants to live forever?
Well, apparently Khan does, and that's like completely the opposite of me. So I really want to like play that, right? And like actually kind of do that, and he would be neutral something definitely, because he can't he would do good things, but also he wouldn't do good things because because
working for a lich, you have to work for a lich and do what he wants.
You got to do whatever he's got to do, and he wants to live, so but yeah, I think that would be really interesting. And lastly, what rule or mechanic have you never quite wrapped your brain around?
Thaco.
Fair.
I know it's really simple, but fuck, I hate it, and I never like using it.
It's there you go. To go as well, Thaco. Yeah, like Aiden put it best. Like, number go up, be better than number go down, and be better. Yeah. Right? Like, I don't think for current rules for 5th edition there's any that really like stump me. I Thaco hate. Yeah. There. I don't think there are many that really like. They're all pretty easy to get behind. It's just the problem of remembering them. That's really. But Thaco, I would also probably have to agree with because I don't know why my brain just turns off and it's like,
yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, so this is how it works.
Yeah.
Got it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Roll your dice. Is that good? No, it's bad. Oh shit. Okay. That's how it works. Okay,
exactly.
Good. Roll the dice. Is that good? Fucking forget. It just doesn't stick.
Yes. It's so very unintuitive. Yes. Man, and it changes per level too, and it's like, I don't and per class even. Every class has different Thaco. It's like, no, I don't care. I just yeah,
and then like a higher number of AC is bad.
Yep.
And so like what is your AC? Why what?
Yeah, why is your armor class being bigger bad? I don't understand. Have a hard time keeping track of spell effects between editions because they keep changing them. That is a very fair point.
Yeah,
they do change them a lot, but they're ultimately pretty similar. So it's not too hard to get to them. That's why also like having I have that app on my phone that quite literally I can just look up spells and then read what they do. Like that's saved me.
Yeah, that's a big help.
Yeah. Remembers house ruling Thaco to what became standard 3.5, 3 and 3.5 BAB. Yeah, there you go. Base attack bonus. Sure. Well, that was that.
Yeah.
It's a nice little set of questions. Very cool. Very cool. And that's the beginning of the show's like thing. That's to get us started because next up we got more things. But right now, it's time for shill talk. And also, oh my god, are you fucking serious? Whoa! What? Okay, all right. Well, this just in, everyone. We have a new patron.
Oh, shit.
And okay, so
he's donating $2,000 a month, isn't he?
No, he's donating $10 a month. That means he gets big shout before the others. So, today's episode is brought to you by our lovely patrons. First off, Mog Zero. Let me get onto this relationship manager thing to show you the names of the patrons on the screen. But Mog Zero is our brand new patron, is doing $10, and fucking that means he's a table flipper tier 2.
Oh shit.
Fucking this boy.
Steely, are you gonna let him beat you like that? You need to donate more. No, just sorry.
But no, super appreciate it, man. That's great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow. Yeah. Didn't expect that. So thank you very much. Secondly, Frozen Spaghetti. Seen you in the chat. Thank you very much. Also donating 5 to us. Very much appreciate it. Becoming a table flipper. Hope you continue to enjoy and continue to support so that we can continue to bring you that content.
Yes.
And then afterwards, Draco Kusaji, which I believe is in our Discord as Kraken Draco or Draco Kraken?
Draco Kraken?
Yeah,
Dragon Kraken.
Dragon Kraken. Thank you so much. Very much appreciate it. It's fucking, we're gonna butcher names and also forget things occasionally, but know that we always appreciate you.
Yes. And you know what? As the tier 2 reward for
Mog.
for donating and getting on tier 2, you're gonna get instant access as soon as it's uploaded. Instant access to the full 7-hour version of me and Alejo playing Gladius.
Yeah, so I'll talk about that more in a second. But Kill Chrono, thank you very much. Continuing to be a patron. Slazer, also continuing to be a patron. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And Steely, thank you very much for continuing to be a patron. But yes, that is a thing.
Yeah, it's a terrible tier gift.
So
I apologize.
Well, okay. So a few things. We did our first, well, not our first, but the first one that I can actually like get to upload and actually like edit. We did our first digital distraction, which is going to be things that are in between content. It's just we're playing video games with each other because we do that a lot. And so quite literally, we played a full game of Warhammer 40k Gladius. And it was about 8 hours. It was 7.5 hours. The whole game is just there. We played it. It's only from my perspective, unfortunately, because
I could not get OBS to work.
We couldn't get it to work. It's unfortunate, but gonna upload the full everything there.
Oh, are you? Okay, no editing.
Well, I'm gonna upload it to the channel. Put the link in Patreon so that if you want 8 hours of us just shooting the shit and shooting Marines.
we got spawned with a lot of Marines.
There was a lot of Space Marines, but shooting the shit and shooting Marines and just having a good time together and just basically playing the game. You want that in the background? Go for it. That'll be up there when it's actually uploaded. It's gonna take a while because 8 hours of content is
Wasn't it only like 12 gigs though? It was weird.
It was like 18 gigs, yeah, but still, that's a lot. Yeah. So that's a thing. That'll come. So check out the Patreon page, and donate if you want to look at that. Also, another announcement. We are going to be playing a lot more 40k, like actual 40k on Tabletop Simulator.
We figured out how to actually play 40k together.
Yes. Considering we can't really get in person, one because of the good old Rona, and also two because we're far away from each other. We're using Battlescribe and Battlescribe to TTS and Tabletop Simulator to play 40k, and honestly, it's a lot of fun. It is super fun. So if you're interested in really amateur battle reports, fucking get ready, because we're gonna be doing a shit ton of those.
Ooh, Rogue Trader would be a fun 40k RPG to play. Yeah.
That is also true. I do have a bunch of the 40k RPG books. I don't have Rogue Trader, but I have Dark Crusade, and I have the Inquisition one. Those would be fun to play as well. But yes, so we're going to be doing that, and like Boo's already hinted at it and kind of already told her about it. We're trying to get together a very small like one shot of Cyberpunk Red. Because I bought the starter kit, and so we're gonna play the starter kit of it at some point when we actually get the time to read it and learn the rules when we're not playing 40k. But no, Steely, you haven't missed any dumpster fires. We're just talking about Patreon and other things. No worries. You missed us talking about questions. But yeah, so that is that, I think. So please let us know if you're interested in more of that stuff. It's going to be coming anyway. But if you have like things to say, we're also thinking about streaming some of the 40k stuff, which would be really fun. Cyberpunk Raid is good. Get the core book when possible. Totally worth it. Oh, I have no doubt. Yeah, absolutely.
Because we want to play the full game.
We definitely
we loved playing Shadowrun, but it wasn't. We played the system or the edition that wasn't very good.
Yeah,
at least not for us.
We played. I think it was like 3rd edition, right?
Yeah, it was either 3rd or 5th or something.
And it was just one of those things.
7th now.
That we couldn't really figure it out very well, but but yeah. So Cyberpunk, we'll totally try to get that through, and actually like record that, and we might even stream that as well. I don't know. It depends, right? Depends on if we have time and if we're feeling up for a stream. But yes, 40k streaming would be super fun. Never seen a 40k game that wasn't a streaming match, so I wouldn't mind seeing one that may not turn into that. Oh, dude, I recorded our first time actually,
and it was a delight.
It was a delight. Oh, we were having so much fun.
It was very fun.
It was super. It's 2.5 hours of just fun.
Really? You guys, do you find lots of them that turn into screaming matches? Shit.
So I would heavily recommend to you play on Tabletop.
Yeah, play on Tabletop is excellent.
Yeah, if you go over to their channel, go sub to them. All of their content is so good. Oh yeah,
it's very, very high quality. It's really well edited, and it's essentially like, it's like they turned 40k into a sport the way they narrate it. It's
absolutely
awesome.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is that. Oh, don't forget, just gotta plug it. Merch store, TeePublic, not Teespring, different thing.
Yeah.
TeePublic. It's in the description. Check that out if you want to get some cool merch, because Steely did, and he says it's great, and I trust him.
And no, and so like you can't. Like he's flipping tables, and
he is flipping tables.
You want to ascend to his level, right?
Yeah,
buy the stuff.
But no, it's just another way to support us, and you get a physical thing from it. And we're hoping to get more Patreon stuff out there to you guys when we can. So that's why we're trying to get some exclusive, like the 8 hours of Gladius, of a full game of Gladius that we played together, because fucking it's a lot. And believe me, I have this thing, right, where I like to give you everything, right? Like, I love to give the full context so that literally everything is there for people to see. I don't know, it's just something that I like doing more, which is why the podcast is great, because we don't have to edit this down, unless there's like an intermission in the middle where nobody says anything, right? But like, I will try to edit down that 7.5 hours into something more watchable, for
watchable,
everybody. If you're not into that, and again, if you're not into the 7.5 hours, let us know. Like, for the Patreon stuff, like, it'll just be there. You don't have to watch it, obviously, but it'll only be available through the Patreon, that link. So don't worry about that. Gorilla Miniatures Gaming is also a great channel for battle report videos, 40k, but also Age of Sigmar, Guild Ball, Molofox, Kings of War, just a crap ton of stuff. Yes, that is true. I did check them out for a second, and they seem really cool. But yeah, so I think that's all of the announcement kind of stuff.
Yeah, I
think so. Oh, we never talked about Aiden. Oh my god. Yeah, Aiden's doing much better. We're not in contact with him directly yet because he's a little bit scrambled still, but he was able to get up and walk around, and he's going into his like physical therapy and just therapy in general and all that kind of stuff, just because of the accident that he was in. But he is off of the ventilator that he was on, so he's breathing on his own, so he is doing much better. We're hoping to hear more good things about him in the future as well. And it's unfortunate that he couldn't be here for our 1-year anniversary, but he's here in spirit. We all know that. But yeah, so that's all the announcements and everything. So again, thank you to all of our patrons, Mog Zero, Frozen Spaghetti, Draco Kusagi, Kill Chrono, Slazer, and Steely. Very much appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And everybody else, if you're watching, liking, commenting, everything, you're also awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's do a video. Let's do a video. It is time for a video. This is going to be a pleasant video. I fucking hope.
I hope.
But it just from the title alone, I figured it was pleasant, and I figure it will be just fine, because it is coming to us from Quest Givers, and it is using the best RPG mechanics from other tabletop role-playing games.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so
splice shit, always steal shit.
Exactly. Have some fun with it. Put things in your game that you want to put in there because it's cool.
Yes.
And it works. And even if it doesn't work, maybe try it and then see how you can fix it up so that it does work. Anyway, here we go.
Hey friends, and welcome to Quest Givers. DM Scotty here and DM Gareth. We're going to talk about mechanics from other games that you can kind of steal and use in your own game, right? So pretty cool subject, I think.
Absolutely. Let's get on with the video.
All right.
If you're looking for adventure, grab the modules each month to support the channel and play the
they make their own modules.
That's
You're
cool.
Sure to get
That's neat.
on adventure.
If you'd like to help support the making of these videos, which is free on YouTube, you can purchase our modules on questgivers.com, and we've got other things you can purchase there, as well as our Kickstarter on September 1st. Scotty.
I don't know when this came out, but I assume their Kickstarter is over probably at this point.
Yeah, most likely.
Never heard of these guys before. I hadn't either until I found this video, so we're in for a treat, hopefully.
I like the spirit.
Stealing,
they're happy.
borrowing
Or the
mechanics
energy, I
from
should say.
other games. This is like where you, as a GM or whatever, you're playing one game, you kind of expand your knowledge of role playing as a hobby. And you'll begin to learn that sort of some other games you might not like and other games you may like more, but you may find that there's mechanics and certain things that you want to kind of bring into the main game that you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, why would you do this?
That's a great point. Why not just take the book, play every game as written in the book, and don't deviate from that? You can do that. I mean, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But as Gareth says, as you kind of become more of a connoisseur of games, and you're putting all these games in your head, and you're seeing the different ways to resolve, because basically the games are resolving things that happen in the world, right? Between you and the characters and the NPCs and all that. So why not, go to this table of all these other games and then pick and choose what you want to add to the way you want to run your game, right? So I think that's a great way to look at it. Like, if you like this mechanic from another game and, it doesn't break your game, steal it, put it in the game. Maybe one game wants you to roll, when you do a cross-country trek, they want you to roll for every 20 miles or something for an encounter, and you don't want to do that. Just hand wave that. Don't do that. Just say, okay, you arrive there, or if you want to have an encounter without rolling, just have the encounter, if that makes.
We're already, I'm 100% on board, right? Everything they're saying, fucking 100% agree. Everything about this.
Now, when was this made?
That's a great question.
I
will look.
Let's see. Here. It was made
These other games.
2019, May 17th, 2019.
Okay, cool.
So, I 100% agree with everything they're saying, but I'm not sure how. I mean, you know what? No, never mind. Because what I was gonna say was I'm not sure how useful the video is, because every time I hear people talking about, or at least the sensible people talking about how they play their game, they're pretty much always just, oh, do you not like this? Don't use it. Do you like this? Use it. Do you want to do this? Just do it. Do you not want to do it? Don't do it.
Well, this is the thing, right? I want to promote this kind of stuff more so because, one, their channel is smaller than most of the big ones, right?
Yeah.
And most of the big ones that we've covered, they have these strange takes where they're like, do it this way. You got to do it like this. And these guys, I want more people that are just like this, that keep growing. And even if we don't have too much more to add, at least yet, it is just like, they know what they're talking about. So
exactly. So that's why I was going to go back on that, because that pretty much the exact same reason, is even though this is kind of basic, this is what's the word? Common knowledge for us and a lot of the people that we associate with, but for a lot of other people, it's just not. So
for some reason.
It's sad how often this basic knowledge needs to be reiterated over and over and over again. But 100% agree. It's great advice every time.
Editing kind of fancy, yes. Yeah, the side view makes it look like an actual conversation. Is a nice touch. I agree. Yeah, that is nice. Especially when they I was gonna make a joke of oh, are you telling me that they're not in the same room?
Yeah, right.
That curtain is seamless. What do you mean?
Right.
But no, it is nice because I can tell they're looking into a camera for each other, and then they have a camera set up for themselves, to look at the audience as well, which is a nice. It's working out very well. And looks like it did indeed get funded. Good. I'm glad for them. I really hope that they continue making the shit, because I would like to look into this and actually see what they've made, because it sounds like, from right now, from this point, I am a supporter of their stuff.
Yes.
Right. And I want to make sure that they continue to say stuff that makes me go, I'm glad I can support your stuff.
Yeah, I am glad. I don't make me look a fool for supporting you.
Yes. Do you mean to say having a room DC is a little silly? I don't know. Right? Why would you? Why would I ever say that?
Yeah.
Why would I ever say that?
It's the story more. do that. So yes, liberally steal from other games. Don't be shy about doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's also the thing is, the reason why you do it is because some mechanics actually work better from other games. They may handle, as you say, travel better, or handle economics better, or there's so much stuff that could be handled better than the game you're playing now, that you can incorporate those into your game. And one of the key things I feel is play styles. There are various different play styles of games, and that's one of the things, is you find a play style for your group. So not for you as the GM, but for your group, the players like playing this way from another game. Incorporate that in, because anything that improves the game for your group is good. So improvement in terms of fun, in terms of how much gameplay you can get into a session. So if you find some way of handling combat faster, so that you can do 10 combats in a session rather than 2, that's a good thing.
It depends, right? But I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
Right. But
yeah, like if combat is bogging you down and you find a way to increase the speed of it, then that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. Out of the 50 episodes, which do you remember recording most vividly? Oh, for the podcast?
The RPG Pundit one. That one I can never forget that. Either that or the Dice Tosser one.
The Dice Tosser one was very good too.
That
Dude,
one was fun.
all of our memes, I remember, at least mostly, right? Like,
yeah.
Like cutting off your hands, you pick up a cup and it tastes like semen.
Yeah, or you only have 2 stories once every 100 years or something. Or the other one, fear. The root
everything
of everything
is fear. The decisions of every fucking thing. The Pundit one's before your time here. That's fine, dude. Go back and watch it. We get really upset.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Yeah. It was before we started doing it live, though. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Most of the stuff was like pre-44. That was all pre-recorded. Yo, whoever finds out how to run 10 fights in a session efficiently, let me know. I know, right?
Yeah,
no, I can't say I remember any memes. Thanks. Yeah, I'm sure you don't. Pizza. Yeah. I'm sure you don't. But yeah, so I had another thing to say about them, but I'm just kind of like enjoying the video.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I agree, and if you steal things from other games, like
now, as soon as he said steal, I remember. We were talking about it last time a little bit of like using things inside of D&D to kind of make a meme review. There you go. Using different kind of things inside of D&D to kind of inspire your players to maybe play other kinds of games, right? Because we had talked about why you might want to do a horror kind of game inside of D&D, or a sci-fi kind of game inside of D&D, and one of the reasons that was stated in the chat, I don't remember who said it, but I remember it was said that using it to kind of introduce players into a different style of game is kind of much easier to do than just setting out a brand new game for them to play immediately.
Because if you can play a horror game in D&D, when like if your group has played D&D all their lives and you want to play a horror game, it's a lot easier to introduce them to a horror game in D&D than it would be to introduce Call of Cthulhu.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Because it's a whole new system.
And so that's why this whole, like, what they're saying with putting more all of these kinds of things that you like from other systems into something, even if it's just a few different things from the same system, even just to introduce those people into that kind of play style more, and then you can transition it gradually into, hey, I want to play some Call of Cthulhu, let's do that, right? Like it makes it so that you can do that transition more smoothly, and it makes it so that everybody can have more fun as well, and they're not completely lost. And I think that's like the biggest thing you can do with cannibalizing systems, even though cannibalizing is a word that kind of denotes something bad, but no, it's not in this case.
And it does a be for every session, right? So say you're playing a game and
monster killing.
the tower is collapsing or whatever, something like that, right? You could use a Jenga tower like they use in Dread, and say the tower's collapsing, right? You can have the players pull Jenga blocks out, and if they collapse the tower, it collapses on them. That's really pretty cool mechanic, right?
Yeah,
or say
that'd be
you're
cool.
doing a chase, and it can be, in some games it can be difficult to do a chase, especially maybe in D&D, right? So maybe you use cards to do a chase, like, if you play a certain card, it trips you up or trips the other person up, or that kind of thing. So don't be afraid to bring those other mechanics into the game, even just for like one-off sessions, to just spice it up a little bit and add some variety to your game.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
2 or 3 rules from various games, do you guys like to, or have had a lot of fun incorporating into your fantasy role-playing game?
I like the addition of viewers submitted questions.
Like questions.
Yeah.
Cool. That's really cool. Man, who are these guys?
These are quest givers. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I'm
Super
already
good
impressed.
so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I incorporated from about 12 different games. I built 70 systems, so I built an entire game out of borrowed rules. So it's difficult to pick one. But in 70 system, I have story value, which a lot of people would call luck points or inspiration, which is like a roll again mechanic. But I took it further, where a person can actually add things to their characters or add things to the environment using these points as well. So you're in a corridor and you're getting into a battle, and you don't have a weapon. So you look around and the guy will say, I find an iron pole, and he uses a point to generate an item in the corridor. Or I find a rusty old sword.
I remember we had some issue with that when we were talking about it for Fate, right? Because that has the same kind of system.
Where here's the thing, in Fate it felt a lot more arbitrary and a little bit.
That is true.
It didn't feel like there was much limiting it. I felt like I didn't have any framework to be like, okay, what can I do? What can I not do? Is this too much? Is this too little?
Right.
That is actually very similar to a system in Paranoia, one of the games that they mentioned last week, where you play the game with cards,
right?
And there are cards that the players can play that will change the scene. So again, same kind of example, say they're walking through a corridor and they're about to get into a fight. The players can play a card where it's like, okay, there are now 4 random NPCs in the alley or the hallway between us and them.
Okay.
And so the players can actually alter the scene, and there's actual mechanics implemented to allow that to happen. So
see, now not to say that isn't going to work, but I also still find that still doesn't answer my issue with it of you just kind of create something out of nothing, right? It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. And so it's a really weird system. Don't worry. Don't get me wrong. It's very strange.
Sure. It's again, it's one of those things of I understand there is the ease of, hey, your DM or GM or whatever you call them can rule things so that they make more sense, right? But at the same time, it just makes you go, yeah, okay, right. What Frozen Spaghetti says, it feels like you're playing Mother May I with your GM. You're just fuck it, give me the thing. That's all I need, and then you just go and get it. It just feels too arbitrary to me to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know of anything that really does it well to that degree. Because I can see you describe a scene, and then I guess the only way that I could really be okay with it is if when describing that scene, you then ask for things that make sense in that scene, right?
So you're standing on you're standing on the side of a sidewalk, and you see a bad guy. It's is there a car that I could maybe hide behind while I watch him? Yeah,
exactly.
Sure. That kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of stuff I'd be
you
fine.
ask the DM if it is okay to have this thing,
and
as long as it makes sense.
That's the thing, though. I don't feel like you need to invoke a point otherwise, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You should just like, and I understand it's hard to describe a scene perfectly, right?
Yeah.
Because I miss out a bunch of details all the time, and then sometimes
yeah.
I'll, in the middle of a scene, go, "Oh fuck, I forgot to mention there's a car on the side of the road right here."
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, because I don't think it's important at the time, but it is kind of important to have that as an option. But my brain is just like, fucking, there's a car there, whatever. It's a street.
Because for you, what's important is the characters and the story, not so much the environment, unless the story and characters are hinging on the environment.
Yes, exactly. So it's just one of those things. Steal the Chase rules from Savage Worlds. I still need to look into Savage Worlds. Like, there's a lot of things about Savage Worlds that people are saying are really good. I think the challenge with horror in any magical setting is that supernatural things like ghosts and such are not so strange in that world. I remember that in a Puffin video. Still a really cool idea. That's fair, yeah. But I think you can still make it that way. That's the thing, right?
Well, the thing is with that, I think, here's the thing though. If ghosts and supernatural things are commonplace-ish, what you do is, in order to increase the horror, you start making it weird. And you start making it worse.
Exactly.
So, like, you have the regular ghosts that are like the little white sheets with the eyes in their, like, the little 2 eye holes.
Yeah.
And then you have ghosts that are like, I don't know, like Morn ghouls from Warhammer Fantasy. You have those, and those are scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you just make what your ghost is just scarier than the norm.
Absolutely. Agreed. I love Ravenloft, and getting players to RP fear and being horrified while being heroic is difficult. Yeah, absolutely. That's why something like the Heroes of Horror system from 3.5 I liked, because it kind of forced it more so, but it did allow you to then put your character in that mindset of like, oh, I have like 3 taint points. I got a fear of heights. Yeah. Right, like that's now something I have to deal with while I'm here until I can like rid myself of this taint. I mean, the Genesis system has a fairly interesting method of it, where you roll dice to succeed or fail and can generate things based on advantages and threats. Okay, yeah. That sounds like again, generating things is a weird word to use, I think, for it, right? Because I don't like I don't like the concept of it wasn't there before, but now it is, right?
Yeah, and like and there is also kind of a thing where, you know, you're so used to being in complete control of the world, and all of a sudden a bit of that control is taken from you. It's a little strange.
And I understand. Oh, go on. Sorry.
Like, it's not inherently bad. It's just, you know, it takes a long time to build up the skill of being a DM, or at least an effective DM, and also to have the confidence to build the worlds and, you know, have confidence that it's going to be enjoyed. And then when people start throwing things into it that you didn't really account for, it can kind of throw you off a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's just weird.
The other thing I would say is, like, I know this is a very personal point, right? Like, other people enjoy that kind of stuff way more, and I just have this, my brain needs to make sense of things, so I need it to make sense to me, because otherwise I can't. But if you were to say, like, and you notice, right, like you ask for a weapon, right, in the scene, and you're in a factory, right? It's easy to go, okay, so you notice under the machinery there is a spare lead pipe. It's just there, like, and you go, okay, cool, I got it, right? Anyone can do that, and it's just when you use the word like appear or generate or any of that kind of stuff, I go, that's not how things work.
Yeah,
but like what Pizza Funk says, perfect for a Matrix campaign.
Yes,
I agree.
Perfect.
If you have it in a campaign or a setting that it's like things just appear sometimes, then I go, okay, more likely, but then I have more questions.
Yeah.
Of like, why? Is this because I will it to? Do other people have the ability? Am I the player character and they are the NPC? Is that why?
Yeah.
Right. But again, very personal. Like, I don't begrudge anybody who enjoys this shit. Like, it's really cool. So yeah.
maybe found, that it's plausible that it would be there, and they can use that to then, aha, I actually have a weapon.
See that.
So that's one.
Yeah.
Aha, I actually have this. It's like, well, cool. It just came from nowhere then. But again, that's I'm harped on it too much.
Thing that I've used. But as I say, the whole game is built around borrowed mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, Gareth was right. He's built his entire game about those kind of mechanics that he likes. I'll tell you what really inspired me.
Fine, you can notice something you wouldn't have noticed without the advantage in the system, rather than generate. Yeah, exactly. Like it's the wording choice. That's all. I'm more pedantic. So I apologize. It's just my mind goblins. They activate and they go ree.
Was Dungeon World, the way that the dungeon master didn't roll, the way that the dice worked, where there were middle results, which is really an interesting idea, where you get something and I get something. And I like to port that into my D&D descriptions. What I'm saying, like if someone fails, just slightly, I might have more of a middle ground failure, as opposed to, just a total catastrophe, like an on and off type thing. Like you either fall off the cliff or you don't. It's like there might be a middle ground where they slip and they alert the enemy, but they don't, maybe they're still hidden. Right? Maybe they're sneaking around. They're still hidden. They just barely miss their roll, or just by a little bit. And it doesn't mean that they fall out from cover and then the guys see them, right? If they rolled a 1, that might happen. But you could say that they step on something, make a noise, or something falls or whatever, and the enemy turns and they see. There's I heard something, but they don't quite know what it is. They don't know that there's someone sneaking over there.
This is a very good example. I actually very much enjoy this because the degrees of failure, right, or the degrees of success, right? Because a lot of the time it is just binary in the sense of you fucked it up or not. But I'm wow, brain. What is the word? I do this too. A lot of the time, because I just don't think about it at times, because it's like, oh, you failed. Okay, you failed, right? But no, the degrees to make it so it's more consequential, because is that the right word? It has more consequences. That sounds better.
Yes.
Because like he's saying, with in a stealth roll, maybe now the guards are more on alert, and now it's easier for them to see you in future. Like they'll have +2 to their perception, right? Or like maybe with let's see, climbing, right? If you're failing your climbing things over and over, the DC gets higher for you to successfully climb. You're still climbing, but you're getting more tired, and then maybe you might even get a point of exhaustion, right, as you keep going, and if you keep failing, right?
Yeah.
But it's not that you failed outright and just fell off the cliff, right? You're just actually like now kind of feeling it more.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the Pathfinder 2e feat Prescient Planner, where you can retroactively have purchased an item that you need once per period of time if you have the money for it. Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know how I feel entirely about that.
There was another game that lets you do that. I think it might have been Shadowrun, or it was something that focused on a lot of heists, where it was basically that exact same thing.
Yeah. I think I remember what you're talking about, actually.
Yeah, like you go in and you're like, okay, that door's locked. Well, okay, I'm going to use one of my whatevers and basically say I bribed a guard to leave this unlocked today. It was that. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
You know?
That I feel like having the role play, and it might just be like if you're doing it for a one shot or something, okay, like fine.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't have the time to really do that. But
yeah, in a campaign, if there's going to be a big heist that involves locked doors, stealth segments, and all kinds of stuff like that, I want you to actually roleplay that out.
Yeah, it's fun to do that, see how you actually like get through that situation.
Yeah, and especially because to me, I know that people will frame it. They'll frame it properly, like how I just described, where it's like locked door, I bribed the guard.
Yeah.
It just feels like, hey, there's an obstacle in your way. Here you go, have some money. Now it's gone.
Right.
It's just weird.
Yeah,
to me.
Yeah, Blades in the Dark does that. Okay. Yeah, I think because of the way we are, more of the story, the flashback mechanics are intricate to the game. Yeah. So again, like, I feel like it's one of those things where we like to actually like go through and actually like
go through each individual step, especially especially you and I, because we played Sly Cooper.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I legitimately, Sly Cooper has made heisting like I love the planning phases and doing everything.
And like the multiple missions to take care of individual things.
And then the whole plan comes together, and then maybe there's a slip up at the end, but like,
you like through like fucking luck and shit.
Yeah,
it's great.
You're able to get through. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's great. So that's the kind of heists that we like.
Yeah.
Hell, you know what? It would be really fun, actually, if we did heist stuff like that in 7th Sea with all the hero points and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But again, if you like doing that shit, then go for it, dude. Like, because again, this is purely preferential.
Yeah.
They just know they something. So, it doesn't have to be, a total on and off, and I think that's what I've really ported into my D&D games, is that kind of more of a little middle ground of stuff that happens.
Even things like, people like to go to town and go to gambling. That's our guys all used to love to
quote unquote gambling
by going to town and gambling.
A thing that doesn't exist, actually.
You can bring in card mechanics, so you can then use like this certain Western games that use playing cards as the actual resolution mechanics.
Oh, are you talking about something like somebody makes a game and then puts that card game into their campaign that we can use and play, huh?
What? Who's what? No.
Nobody would do that.
No one would do that.
No. Bastard. Yeah. Intricate or integral, both. Okay. Yeah. I'm not so much personally into the flashback mechanic then, if that's the case. Because I again, like we said.
Yeah, we just gave our reasons.
Yeah, would rather just do it.
So when you haven't, maybe you want to then play poker hands. Especially when you're doing social circumstances where you give yourself a certain poker hand and then you deal out cards, and the players then, through bluffing and so on and so forth, you then are able to break down the character to reveal information using poker. So there's a lot of like weird and wonderful resolution mechanics that can then make the game more interesting and fun.
Poker? That's so
again,
fucking
it's
weird.
Not like you're basically playing the whole game. You're just using one part of it that makes your game feel better or more interesting or fun. So one of the things we've always talked about on this channel is strict turn order. And this is like, when you're playing something like D&D, D&D does not have strict turn order, but the game we feel works better with strict turn order for all the reasons we've said in other videos. So, that.
Okay, before he goes into it, if he goes into it, it doesn't have strict turn order?
I'm guessing, I'm not sure exactly what he's referring to, because it doesn't seem as though he's referring entirely to combat.
Right.
Because anybody can do anything in like a role play.
Yeah,
there's no like turns for that.
That's true. Is he saying strict or strip? I think it's strict.
Yeah.
But I think if he's referring to combat, then I could understand that with readying and delaying your actions, right? Because with delaying, you delay until a certain turn order happens, and then you can go on that turn, right? And then you are forever on that turn.
Yes.
And readying, you ready out of your turn for a specific thing to happen, and then you can do it. But you still have your same turn. So, yeah, I guess so, if that's the case.
Yeah.
A little bit, but there still is the strictness of, I got this initiative, I go on this turn. So I would need more explanation, and hopefully he gives it. And if not, we can probably find it in a different video.
Yeah.
Strict makes more sense. Yes.
Yeah.
That's one way that we've done it on this channel in terms of what we're saying. And of course, because we're not specific to D&D and we talk about ICRPG and Dread and all these other games, you know, we're talking about role-playing games in general. So again, when we're talking about the certain things on how to run the game, we're talking about meta information that stands outside of all the games. And then we're basically then advocating, you know, pick what works best for you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to play a certain way. That's not what we're saying.
Absolutely.
You just explore the hobby as a whole.
Yes.
Find these other little games and, you know, find out what makes them good in certain parts, or good as a whole. It may be your main game and then just adding little bits and pieces as you go along. What about monsters?
Oh yes, monsters. Yeah, steal. Liberally steal monsters from other games, because you can get some great ideas. And it's once you get experience with a game, it's really easy to just make up monster stats on the fly. Right? We've talked about, Gareth and I have talked about this. Once you get a little bit of experience, you can start making up monster stats on the fly, and the monster. You can have the monster be more about the theme of the monster more than the stats of the monster, which I like. That's why I like to use unique monsters, and in Quest Givers we do too. We like to use monsters that aren't the standard orc and that kind of thing, so that players don't know these monsters and they can have a unique thematic experience with the monster. So yeah, steal all kinds of monsters from, because there's more than just the game, D&D. There's way more than D&D, and there's all kinds of other monsters that you can bring in, and yeah, steal that stuff. And like I say, it's really easy to just change the stats to fit the game you're playing. You don't really have to have those stats in front of you if you just have a little bit of experience playing the game, I think.
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
Fucking, there's nothing more to add other than do it.
Yeah, nothing more to add than yes.
Yes. ICRPG is amazing. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, cold RPGs are better.
God damn it.
Sorry.
No, I'm personally a fan of lava RPGs. Thank you.
That I've grabbed that I use.
But it's not turns per se, but I have heard GMs outside of combat ask players directly what their characters are doing. Like, okay, what is Boris doing while you guys are talking to the merchant? Oh yeah, absolutely. That's just a thing. I figured I don't know if that's what they're referring to. But yeah, absolutely. In outside, because I think in most TTRPGs, unless I'm mistaken, that's just how you do it, right?
Yeah, that's usually just how it goes.
Right? Because I want to know, while this serious conversation is happening, I usually, or even if it's not serious, whatever, while this conversation is happening, I usually go at a good point of, this is a good point to stop so that we can both, digest and think about what's happening, and then think about what we're going to say next, and then go over to the next player who's over here doing something else entirely. And I'm like, okay, so while they're having this conversation, we go over to Phil, and Phil is walking down the street going to the store. Now, Phil, what do you do when you get to the store? You see this big sign, and there's a guy inside. His hair is gelled back, and he looks really greasy, and and then we have that whole role-playing thing, because it's you want to give everybody the time to do their things, because not everything's going to be happening in the same place, and it will be happening sometimes at the same time. And what somebody does in one situation might even affect what happens in the other situation.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is the exploding dice from Savage Worlds.
Another thing from Savage Worlds. Jeez.
We got to check
Sometimes, even though it's not a critical hit, it may be a really good hit.
I like his shirt,
depending on the damage rolls.
It's Punisher shirt.
And that's one thing I've always liked. Is okay, if you're hitting somebody with a sword, if you hit, you're gonna hurt them. It's just a matter of how, degrees of how much. But one thing I've also done that I wanted to see if you guys do is borrowing not just from other game mechanics, but other genres entirely. Because I've brought in sci-fi. I've brought in, stuff like Star Wars into a D&D game before.
Sure, yeah.
I had them find a crashed ship once that had a predator on it. They didn't know it was a ship. They didn't know what it was, but it was a cool one-shot that I ran.
I remember reading a story about that, a green text about that or something. I don't know if it was a green text or just a story, but somebody talked about how they found a predator gun, and that was a thing.
Jeez.
And like they used the predator gun in their D&D, and I was like, "That's fucking cool," but also, oh my god.
Yeah. See, my thing is that depending on the type of world that it's set in, I kind of like to keep. I don't want my peas in my fucking steak. You know what I mean?
Sure. Like, yeah, that's fair.
I don't want to, like, unless it's magical, I don't want to have, like, cyberpunk in my fantasy.
I understand, yeah.
So that, at least that way, so that they're distinct. And neither of them lose that specialness to them.
Sure.
That's why I'm not really a huge fan of Starfinder's magic. I don't really want there to be magic in space.
I
want it to be technology in space, you know?
But, like, come on, psychers exist. Psychic is magic.
That's true, but that's another dimension.
It is true, but it is still magic.
It's true. Well, no, it's psychic.
Which is magic.
Well, I would say magic is more you weaving not permeable, pervasive energy source in the universe, whereas psychic is just the energy created by the like powerful mental energy.
But they are shaping the immaterium. That's how they develop the psychic powers.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I guess just psychers never really felt that way to me. I guess in my mind, with psychic and magic have always been separate.
That's fair. That's how a lot of people are, because like with the psychic psionics in D&D, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people are really butthurt about it just because it's psychic powers in D&D, but it's just like, for me and most people are just like, it's another form of magic. It's fine, because it's just the weave is flowing through you regardless. Like you're just it's just flowing through you a different way. And like for the immaterium and stuff, I can understand why it doesn't feel that way, because it's so much more explained in a way.
Yeah.
Like, not explained entirely, but you know what I mean? Like, you understand it more because tapping into that shit is, like, it is its own thing, and things live there, and it's like, it feels separate, but you can tap into it, and it's weird. So,
and I guess a more easy way to set them apart is Warhammer Fantasy and 40K.
Yes. Okay.
Fantasy has guns in it.
Yes.
You have rattling guns. The dwarves have guns, but they're nothing on the level of like the Tau's weaponry.
No, of course.
It is a bolter.
It is more period appropriate for their setting.
Exactly. And so the traditional magic like fireball doesn't, at least in my mind, it feels out of place in a spacefaring setting.
Yeah, and that's why they don't
where you can just have a missile launcher.
Yeah, that's fair, because that's why they don't use it that much. They use smite, right, where it's just like a psychic force in your mind that fucking brains you.
Yeah, exactly. It just blows up your fucking brain.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
But yeah, and I mean, it's not even that again, it's just to keep them separate so that they both remain special for their own reasons.
That's why you're not so much into like Shadowrun, right?
Yeah, that's why when we played Shadowrun, I was like, I don't want to do magic. I want it to all be technology.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Yeah,
otherwise it's fine.
I understand, and it's perfectly valid. I like psionics in D&D. Dude, psionics are cool.
Yeah, they're cool.
I used to be more opposed to it because of my first DM, who was way opposed to it. But then, like, actually looking into it, like a lot of things, I was like, no, this is fine.
Yeah, and I mean, hell, that character I was talking about before, Owen, the one who got his head blown off with the icicle spike, he was effectively a homebrew psionic because he had regular spells, but they were just flavored to be more psychic.
Yeah,
he was an illusionist who did more mental stuff.
Yeah, it's so easy to do, so it's really cool. Psionics has a strong scientific component. Magic can be more or less scientific depending on the setting. That's true.
That's very true.
That makes more sense then, because like because like
Actually, that makes me think. Okay, there's a Tales game called Tales of Xillia.
Okay.
And there are two different groups of people. There are ones born with a special lobe in their brain.
Ah, there you go.
It's called a mana lobe.
Mhm.
And they are the only ones who can use magic
There you
because
go.
they have that mana lobe. The other race of people creates some kind of implant
Yeah, there you
that lets you do it.
go. Okay.
And then they like start invading and killing them because they see the people as with mana lobes. They see them as monsters. Like, holy shit, you people can do this just with your fucking brain? That's fucked up.
Yeah.
You can just do this like with no difficulty. That's really dangerous. We need to fucking wipe you out.
Right.
Only
we want to be
certain
able to
people should
control
have
that
this.
shit. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that. Okay. All right. I understand.
And so that's a very good way to put it.
Yeah,
Magic
because
can come about via technology.
Yeah, well, I mean, psionics, I feel like as well. Psionics makes more sense of like I implanted something and now my brain works really good.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But psionics definitely does, like, even the word itself really just makes you think more sci-fi, right? Because of the way that it is, and then magic you always think fantasy, mostly because of just what it's in, but also like magic. What's the famous quote? Any technology that's highly advanced.
Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Yes, exactly. And so I always think that nowadays, just as the reasoning of why magic is there, right? Because I'm just like even in like sci-fi settings, I'm just like, it's just something that we don't understand yet that we could maybe, right? Like it might be not to. All right, and I know what I'm gonna say is heresy in a way, but not. It's not 40K heresy. It's just like it's not good. But remember midichlorians?
Yeah.
Right. So like then it took away the specialness of the force, but it was like making it more of a technology in a way, right? Or just something that you could understand more.
Yeah, something that you could understand.
Yes.
Yeah, because the thing is, the example that I've always heard is if you show a caveman a smartphone, they'll think it's magic.
Absolutely.
If you show a scientist magic, they'll think it's technology.
Yes. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Fireball would just be pyrokinesis in sci-fi. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
It just has different names, and so it's just easy to switch between, you know.
And Shadowrun does have a strong setting of or reason why magic exists. Yes, it does.
I really like it personally.
Yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine. I just wanted to I wanted to play Cyberpunk, but Cyberpunk had been, they had stopped making new Cyberpunk for a long time. I didn't know much about the rules, and so I just wanted to pick up a version, like an edition of something that was a little bit more recent. That's all.
Yep. Okay.
You guys ever pulled, like I said, from other genres, not just mechanics?
Absolutely. I did one where I was heavy into 40K at the time, and there was this huge explosion on a mountain, and the players had to investigate, and they went up there, and it was a crashed like hive from Space Hulk. And there were Tyranids come flooding out
you're
of it
fucked.
with Terminators fucking trying to wipe out the Tyranids. And the party doesn't know what the hell's going on. They're trying to use like spells and their primitive weapons to try to defeat Terminators and
good luck with that.
Yeah,
holy
right.
shit.
Jesus. They came out with Cyberpunk in December. What do you mean? No. So this was before any Cyberpunk.
Yeah, this was a long time ago. This was like years ago.
We played that Shadowrun 3 campaign. Oh god, it was what, like
years ago.
5 years ago? I don't know. It was a long
it's a very long time ago. That was before there was even a whisper of Cyberpunk Red.
Yes, absolutely.
That's why we're super hyped that Cyberpunk Red is coming.
Yeah, well, it's out.
I mean, the core rulebook isn't out, correct?
No, you can buy it. It's $30.
Oh, it is? Oh,
yeah.
okay. I thought it was just the quick start rules.
No. I just got the quick start rules because like I wanted to dip my toe, you know? Yeah, so.
Tyranids. So that made it very, very interesting. But it was a one-session thing. I don't think I would have been able to do that as the Terminators keep popping up or whatever. Yeah, that because obviously they've got futuristic weapons that can do a hell of a lot more damage.
Yeah.
But
to
you
the
know,
face
you
is
can
nothing
absolutely.
there is
I could have
everything
continued
compared to a
that, like the
fireball.
Terminators have to try and
Yeah.
find a way back, so they're roaming the countryside, trying to find a time stone or a whatever, you know, from a Star Trek. They're trying to find something that, like, you know, can then get them back to their own dimension or whatever. So yeah, I have done that. It's that can be very cool. A lot of the times it's things like I'll steal from Sherlock Holmes.
Ooh.
So you can, all the old Sherlock Holmes stories, take that, and that's a mystery in the game. So the players play Sherlock Holmes, and then you have
Hell
an
yeah.
NPC that's kind of like Watson that asks questions, and you just do the same story.
Speaking of that, they're coming out with a mystery actual like module thing for D&D. Like, it has a bunch of mystery things and like how to run mysteries in it, which is
Ooh,
neat. Yeah,
that's
I'm
really
actually
good.
I'm actually super interested in it.
Yeah, that's actually a good module for them to come out with.
I think that when you do have magic and tech together, it really lends some depth when they interfere with each other. I forget if it's like that in Shadowrun. It is definitely like that in Arcanum.
Yeah, I think in Shadowrun, the more magic you are, the harder it is for you to use some cybernetics.
Yeah.
And if you have cybernetics, it limits your capability in magic, because magic was all about, you know, the pure human form.
Purity of your soul, your essence,
something like that.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it was essence.
Man, I didn't even know about red till now. I was just making a 2077 joke.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
gonna get 2077 when it's not a glitchy mess.
Yeah. We did a podcast on it, actually. Go check it out. On
2077?
On red.
Oh, red.
We looked at the life path system, I think it was.
Yes. Oh god, we got mad about that one.
We got mad at that guy. The life path system is fine. It's just you don't have to use it. My god. If anyone remembers Arcanum, old PC RPG, basically the Industrial Revolution in a fantasy world. That sounds cool.
Me and Donut Ones tried to play that a long time ago. We just couldn't connect properly. Either that or we just got tired of it. But like when we played it was fine.
Yeah,
it was good. But the problem was we played Arcanum after we played Divinity Original Sin 1. So it was kind of like, we need something to recapture that Divinity magic, and we're like, nope, this isn't it.
Yeah, I feel you. Tyranids would make for great aliens for an alien RPG. Oh, dude, just in general, just playing a 40k RPG, like, oh my god, I know. That'd be so fun. Arcanum was pretty cool. Arcanum was cool. In Shadowrun, what happens is if you get cybernetics, your essence starts which makes it difficult to use magic. Yeah.
Like, see, now that you say that, now I want to see. There's two things that I want to do. Or actually, no, there's three things that I'd like to do with 40k or even just fantasy. One, the typical like aliens thing where you're on a ship and there's like gene stealers or hormigons or something in there, and there's a Turvagon that you have to kill.
Oh yeah. Going through.
So that's how there's more than one.
Kind of like Space Hulk.
Yeah. So like Space Hulk. Two, I want to do a scenario where it is a Tyranid invasion and we're just trying to defend it.
Oh yeah.
And like, even though we're completely fucked, that would be a really interesting campaign to basically know, okay, we're not making it out of this. Let's just do what we can.
Just fucking go. Yeah.
And then three is to have a kind of like a one-shot campaign where it's a series of engagements where you play as different units. So
I remember you talking about that
thing. Yeah, where it's like you start out and you're playing like the stealthy, like for example, if you're playing orcs, you know, you play as commandos. And you're sneaking around, you're getting intel and shit.
Yeah.
And then you go in and like you're like the Fly Boys, you're into Burn Obamas, and you're offering support to infantry and tank regiments. And then you're in there as infantry. And you're taking the city, and then you play as armor, defending against like a tank counterattack, and shit like that. And then you play as the infantry one more time inside like an enemy compound, doing something, and then you win or something like that. That'd be awesome.
It would be super fun. Yeah.
Depending on how each thing performs, like different shit happens. That'd be really cool.
Dude, I think we could actually simulate that with 40k stuff. Like,
you totally could.
That would be.
That's what
fun.
I was thinking of. Where it was like I won't spoil that for
Right,
the
yeah,
viewers
no,
at home.
if you want to come up with that shit and you want to play a scenario like that at some point, I'm fucking down. I'm
like
so
we
down.
need Aiden for that.
Yeah,
though.
we need Aiden, and
We
we need
need
to get
everybody for
Brogan
that.
into it more.
Yes.
'Cause-
By the way, did he decide on a faction, or is he still just?
No, I
looking?
think he's still just like looking at it a little bit.
Okay, it'd be cool if he played Eldar. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think he would like it.
Anyway,
Life path system is fine. You just don't have to use it. But tables.
yeah, right. That was what he was like.
that's why he's referring to it. Just like any Black Isle / Troika game, Arcanum was brilliant but buggy as hell.
Yeah,
shows how good it was that I played through it anyway. That's fair. Yeah.
And Space Hulk is fucking awesome. Yep,
it is awesome. I wish
when
it
you gonna
wasn't...
upload that video, by the way.
When I get Aiden's fucking footage one day.
Just do it. It's fine. That'll be years before he wakes back up.
No. We played through it a bit, and we have some.
Yeah, we played through Space Hulk, and that was really fun.
It was really fun. I wish it wasn't so samey though. Like, there's no replayability value in it.
Yeah,
for me,
it's the same thing every time, and there's not enough weapons.
Yeah, absolutely. Wrath and Glory 40K RPG could probably do that. Okay. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, dude, I will look into more 40K shit all the time. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
I love that fucking world. Oh man.
Yeah, me too. It's awesome. Just don't read the Demon Kulaba.
Or do.
Well, if you want to be traumatized.
Yes.
It's real bad, dude.
Wrath and Glory has rules for playing Eldar and Orcs. Ooh. Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
You can do it.
That'd be super fun.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, dude, could you imagine like just that scenario I described, but instead of the tank regiment, where it's like stompers going around stomping on tanks
and you got yeah. Fucking trucks going in with their battle wagons.
And,
oh,
dude, call into Squigoth.
He's just in the background fucking shit up. Oh man.
Yeah. That'd be great.
That'd be so good.
I've done that before, and that works very, very well. And as a GM, you should be fast and loose with the rules anyway. Don't live and die by the rules, because that's when the rules lawyers come out, and then everything gets bogged down in a discussion about the rules, and you're not playing the game. So as a new GM, if you're just starting out, remember that you're in charge. So you make decisions. If someone wants to bring up a rules question or whatever, you say in the break or at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Then we'll discuss the rules. And then you can say, well, I'm actually using the rules from another game. That's why I've done it this way. And that's why it doesn't appear in the book. So it's a great excuse to do whatever the hell you like.
That's pretty good.
But, one of the other things is storytelling mechanics, because a lot of games don't actually tell you how to tell a story. There's guides for the Dungeon Master and guides for the Flame Tenderer and all these kinds of different terms, but there's very few that actually say, this is how you structure a story, this is what you got to do. So those mechanics you've got to bring from other things that are not necessarily role-playing games. It could be movies, it could be books, it could be theater. Any kind of storytelling device you can bring into the game and utilize in the game that you're playing.
And like
I was gonna say, like, yeah, we've said steal from whatever, like use whatever story. Like everyone can watch a movie and see like a well-crafted movie, how it's well written, how the writing is like continuity wise. Like you implement that kind of stuff and get inspired by it and actually use it to make your campaign the best it can be, or the best you can make it at least, right? There's a story out there, might be from Reddit or 4chan, where the players were all frontline Imperial Guard infantry. They tried to do as much as they could before dying and re-rolling.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I think a few times they were lucky and got medevacs. Nice, dude. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. Well, obviously they don't tell how to have a story. We all know you can't. At least have one every 1,000 years.
Yeah, right?
That's true. I heard that from a wise man.
No, you could have 3 in that time.
Right, that's true. It has to be, it can only be like 3 or maybe 5, but never more than that. Never, ever.
Never. It's just impossible.
It's just, you can't do it. It's not a thing.
God.
like adding to There are lots of games that are really more storyteller driven and less mechanic, dice driven or other mechanics, and you can bring those into your dice mechanics games. Get more creative with your descriptions. Don't just make it on and off. Don't just make it you miss or you hit. Get more descriptive with it. Have consequences to actions and that kind of thing that aren't dice driven, that are character driven. That's what I like to do. If a character decides something, there's probably going to be a consequence, and it's not necessarily a combat consequence. It could be some other thing, or it could be good or bad.
Thank you.
Yes.
we say this all the time. I love having my characters make the story. It's great. It's so good.
Oh man.
Oh, this is I'm so happy.
Yeah, this is very nice. It's way better than you had it last time.
Character decides. So don't get locked into that mechanic-driven, thing that you have to have. Every single resolution has to have a die roll or a game mechanic roll. You don't need that. If a character, I call it due diligence in my games. If a character does due diligence, then I give them information. I tell them something cool. I let them do something cool. That kind of thing. Don't make it dependent on dice. Make it dependent on the player's interaction with the game itself. And I think that's something you can really take from the story-driven games.
A dude named Diligence.
Now I want to hear these guys as guests on here. They really jive with you guys. Dude, I would love to have them on. That would be super fun.
Great.
Oh, man.
It'd be really hard to... I think it would be hard to because the leftmost one is from Australia.
Yeah.
Time zones.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
For on the little sub game of experience of leveling up in Blades in the Dark, you have to engage in all your vices, which has created some. He's told me there's been some awesome role playing that's come out of that.
Yeah, there you go.
I was thinking, boy, if you could use like each deadly sin, if every character had a deadly sin, and in order to gain this level, they would have to engage in the sin for whatever it was. So it could be a week of just going out and feasting or drinking, or you could be very proud and have to spend all your time away from the world in your own little world meditating or something. And he said it was actually working pretty well for creating a lot of story ideas.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a good point for rules that help enhance the role playing of the game.
And that's the kind of thing you'll get from like Fate and what's the one with the red cover with the stick figure dude? Is that Fate? No, that's Fiasco. So that has a lot of that kind of sort of almost LARP type elements in it that can help with bringing out the characterizations from your players. Bring out your dead. I mean, when you started your channel, The DM's Craft, and you started showing terrain without grids on it, you got a lot of flack. How dare you use like DM dungeon tiles without 1-inch grids on them, and then.
I mean, okay, for obviously they're already like they don't agree with that, and I don't agree with that because like you can just. I mean, it's harder to do when you don't have a measurement, but you just make a measurement, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's not hard.
An inch is like 10 feet, right?
Yeah.
Or like whatever metric you want to use. Like it's or you just eyeball it. Like I don't know, man. Like do whatever you want to do.
It's not that hard.
No, it's really
certainly not enough to raise a stink over it.
Like,
I would probably ask if they intended to.
Right.
Like if they intended to put them on there. And if they did, they're like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, I wouldn't be like, how fuck you for not using measurements.
Right. It's not that far from theater of the mind, my man. Like, what are you fucking, why would you get so butthurt about that,
Yeah, like, the only time I would ever, and like, hell, it doesn't even have, I was just about to say, I would only ever even have a slight issue with it in Warhammer, but even then, those battle mats don't have measurements
exactly.
on them. You just use rulers.
You just use the ruler, and like, there are ways to do it.
Because you have to have the freedom of movement while still having precise ranges and shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just whoever the fuck got upset about that, like, no,
it is clearly very, very bored.
Yeah, something.
Wylock did 1 1/4 inch grids. I mean, heresy, absolute heresy. This is like come on, honestly, this is a very good example of how you can take something that's not in the rule book and make the game better. In my opinion, measurementless or gridless systems actually make the game better because it's faster. You're not taking time counting 1, 2, 3. You're not playing Monopoly.
Well,
you're not playing chess.
You're
playing RPGs.
It's not that difficult to just count 5 squares.
Yeah,
or six squares. So I don't.
Not to mention, it can always be a thing of just group acceptance, where it's like, I'm gonna move this far. Is that okay? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't. I don't think movement is the bogging down point, or
it's really not.
Like I guess range maybe, but then literally you just go, am I in range? And the DM like looks at it for a second and then goes, yeah, you're in range, or no, you're not in range. Like that's just. I don't think that's much of an issue. So
as long as you're not wildly inconsistent about it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I mean, you would be trying to not be wildly inconsistent about it. So
you want to make sure that it holds up. So I don't know. The whole combat being bogged down thing, a lot of people use that, and it's like, I mean, I don't know how much time it takes for you to kind of count, right? Like, it takes you a few seconds to count a few seconds, right? Like, what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Back in my day, we measured movement in hand widths. Exactly.
The program.
And it was funny because, when I started doing my videos, 4E was the big thing, right? And that was very measurement driven, right? There were squares, which a square was an inch, but there were squares. And if you didn't, it was really hard for people, I think, to wrap their heads around, how can you play D&D without squares or, grid?
You just do.
And
so to those people, I would be like, how did you ever play without models? Like, did you not just play the game? Like, it was 4E and it was more combat driven, so I guess maybe more so because of the, like, I don't know. I don't know 4E
just the nature of 4E.
Right. It seems like 4E was more combat heavy, and so you had more of a need for that, I guess. But even so,
I mean, 4E was basically just like any other D&D.
Yeah, exactly.
So the thing is, a lot of your abilities were combat focused.
Yeah, okay.
That's the thing.
Yeah, there you go. So at the same time, again, it would just be like, so is there no way for us to just think about it and then go, I'm here, I'm 60 feet away in my head, and then go, okay, I move up 30 feet and now I'm here, right?
Yeah,
and that means I'm 30 feet closer. So like, and then this guy is 30 feet to my right and this guy is 30 feet to my left. Like that's, anyway.
That's difficult.
You
lost me.
My brain. I understand it's hard to keep that stuff in your head sometimes. That's fine. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. It's just, you can do it.
Like for me, I don't need it. It just helps. That's all.
Exactly.
I believe, I can play Theater of the Mind.
I believe anyone can. It's just like, I understand that having it be easier is better. And I get that.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, 5E, where it's, it's embraced the Theater of the Mind thing a lot more than 4E did.
There you go.
I don't get those complaints anymore. It's rare that I ever get those complaints, like people like, oh, how could you ever, not have a grid on your terrain and this kind of thing. Oh, sacrilege. But it's just funny how, because the game has evolved in a certain way, the complaints and the criticisms of what I was doing have evolved in a certain way too. So, and I don't like to use grids because I like to keep it fluid. I like to keep the game fluid. And like Gareth said, I don't want it to feel like a board game. I don't want to feel like you're counting spaces. I have tons of vids on, not using grids and that kind of thing, but with my terrain and all that. But anyways, I think that's a great thing to think about too. Are you one of those kind of people that wants to be that precise with your game? Or are you like a person like maybe like Fate, where they have zones? There's, this is zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. It's kind of a much more abstract idea,
sure.
Or there's like terrain that is equal to, bonuses or minuses for the character.
Or you're just adaptable and you just play whatever,
Yeah.
4E appears to be more combat-driven due to presentation of product and psychology of perception and how we interpret what we see. 5E is mechanically just a combat-focused. I can believe that. Absolutely.
5e is presented in more of a story way. Yeah.
Yes, that is true. 4e has a lot of movement, X squares move enemies, X squares type of abilities, and AoEs were defined by squares. That's fair, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So it's just, like we said, it's just you can do it. You're fine.
Yeah.
If where you want, if that's where you want to go, bring that into your game. Don't be shy about it, and if it works for your game, use it.
All the theater of the mind people are now like, how dare you use terrain? And on that note, we will now end this video. Use terrain.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. No, terrain is cool. Wow. Okay. Good video.
Yeah, it was very good.
I'm very glad. Thank you to the quest givers.
Yeah. All right, and that's going to do it for this pod note.
Well, I mean, we're basically, that's basically all I really had, unfortunately.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Because I just wanted to be kind of chill and hang out. And we can hang out with you guys for a little bit and, just answer questions and stuff if you guys have any questions about the podcast, about, whatever.
About life in general.
About life.
Where babbies come from.
Yep, we'll tell you.
They come from hell, by the way.
That's true. We'll tell you everything that you need to know ever. What the meaning of life is, everyone knows. And all that stuff.
Yep.
But
I'll be right back though. I'm gonna go and use the restroom.
Okay.
So
all right. Yeah.
Yeah. You entertain the people.
I will do so. Thank you.
Okay.
Favorite tabletop of all time. Are we talking tabletop RPGs? Or are we talking board games? Are we talking tables? Because if we're talking RPGs. Okay. Favorite RPG of all time. So I'm unfortunately very sheltered in what I've played. But and most of that has been D&D just because of the amount of people that I know who played it, and so really branching out more is like harder to do. I think honestly, I would go with. I think I want to play more Call of Cthulhu because I think I would really like that more than I like D&D. And I know Pathfinder. I like Pathfinder 2e much more than I like D&D. So it's one of those things where I feel like I'm gonna like every RPG that I play, just because of the way that our group is that actually plays together. It's just really fun with. I have fun with my friends, right? I really like having fun with my friends. So, whatever will work. I think, honestly, the systems that are more skill-based are things that I enjoy more, I think, because it feels more narrative, and I think I'm more of a narrative-focused kind of player. Mahogany is nice, though. I wouldn't say no to a nice red oak. That's fair. Tough, depends on the genre. Nuts missed most of this. Happy 1 year for you all, though. Hey, Kit. Yeah, thanks. Boo is away at the moment. But, yeah, no, it's crazy, right? We've been doing this for a year. It's been a whole fucking year. Once it hits the 31st, that'll technically be the year, because we started at the end of the first month of January last year. And so it's just one of those things of we're close enough, and it's every podcast at the end of January is going to be the year, basically. And usually it would be 52 that would be the year end, but it's 50. Hey, we're here. It's good, and we've only missed 2 podcasts in the whole past year, right? That's amazing to me. I actually think that's really cool. Fantasy Earth Dawn. Earth Dawn is a mix of D&D, Fallout, and Final Fantasy. Ooh, okay. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, I'll look into it. Oh, it's the prequel to Settings Shadowrun. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would actually really like to see that. It's been kind of a crazy year for you guys too. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, it has been. It's been insane. And it's unfortunate how it's been at the end of the year a little bit, but it's one of those things where we're just doing it, and thankfully we're still going to be able to do it after this. So Plus, like, now that we've actually got the following, it's been really great because, like, all of you who are on the Discord and talk and, like, post shit and just, like, generally shoot the shit with us, like, it's great. It's really fun. And, like, I used to stream a long while ago for games, just video games. I still do it occasionally, but I had a Discord server for that, and, like, nobody would talk. It sucked. But with this, I'm really happy because you guys are very talkative and you want to, like, ask things and, like, get opinions and stuff, and you talk to each other as well and not just us, and it's great. And fucking it's honestly, like, the best thing to see this community actually grow and, like, be inclusive and, like, just cool. I don't know, man. There's that. I don't want to be sappy and shit, but, like, it's fucking awesome. It's so fucking cool. So thank you all. Really, thank you very much. And here's to, like, next year, you know. What episode number was it when you reacted to Pundit? It was one of the really early ones. Let me find that for you really quick. I'll just go into the thing. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was, oh God, it was so early on, I think. Let's go to the very first page, because it's, I'll recognize it by the title, because I don't remember it entirely. Oh, episode 3. It was episode 3. This is an awesome group. I'm so proud of this community. Exactly, dude. Except I'm genuine when I say it. Not to say that other people aren't, but you hear it all the time, you know, and sometimes I just don't, I don't know. I believe it was the 3rd episode, because that was storytelling. And you're welcome. Dude, that was so fun. Oh my God. What the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? Oh shit. Boo's probably still in the bathroom. Jesus. Hope he's okay. Hope his room's okay. What the fuck? They got him. Dude, I don't know. I hope it sounded like a bunch of shit just fell, and that's not great. Episode 50, the time where Boo's room self-implodes. Jesus. In this case, I really am, but that meme quote was from 2019 YouTube Rewind Dumpster Fire. Yeah. That's true, that's right. Oh my God. He fell in. I just joined it. Somebody die. Hey, Tyler. You slip in the bathroom? Do they have a cat or something? I think he does have a cat, yeah. Also, I really hope that isn't an army of Tyranids. Dude, that would suck if the Tyranids fell. Oh, no. But no, I mean, his bathroom, you can't hear him in the bathroom. You're fine. It's just something in his room fell. But he does have cats, so I really hope. Yo! You alright? What fell? What fell?
My trash can.
Oh, okay.
Oh no!
What? Oh, what?
For fuck's sake!
What fell? What fell? What fell?
You know the shelf that had all my Tyranids on it?
No, it was your nids, dude.
It was my
no.
nids.
Oh.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, I'm gonna have to see. Okay, I gotta take stock here.
Yeah, dude. Oh man.
Okay. So, that looks fine. Okay, my Tyrannicide is fine. Thank you. Fuck, I don't want to
Steely, you fucking called it. God damn it.
Huh?
Steely was like, I really hope it wasn't his Tyranids. So it was a Tyranid invasion, dude. They finally did it.
Yeah, they did it. Except they're killing their own kind, so it's a different hive fleet. Bastards. All right.
Fuck, dude. I really hope some of them are, like, really bad.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
Okay.
They didn't fall very far.
Okay, good.
Let's see. Because, like, huh?
Was it just the bottom shelf?
Yeah, it's just the bottom shelf.
Oh, thank fuck.
So like the shelf, so and of course my trash can spilled, so I got to clean all that up.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing first.
Yeah, of course.
My the shelves that I have all my Tyranids on, they are above another like shelving piece of furniture, and the one that the painted nids were on, which was the only one that fell, of course. That one was the closest to that shelf.
Okay.
So they wouldn't have fallen very far.
Okay, that's good at least.
Yeah, so now I can only see a few of them. I'm assuming a bunch of them fell back behind that thing, so I don't know how many have been damaged or if any have been damaged at all.
Right.
But we'll see. I was in the bathroom and I heard
You
the
heard
sound
it?
and I'm like, what was that? Is everything okay?
Yeah. Yeah, we were over here and I'm just talking to them. It's just like, I'm like, what the fuck? Oh man.
Yeah, because like when I was in the bathroom, I was like, did someone fall in my parents' room?
Right.
But then I noticed that their light wasn't on, so I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know what that was. And then in here.
Now with
It's
realistic
my fault.
battle damage.
What?
Now with realistic battle damage, your Tyranids.
Yeah, I can't.
mean,
I'm bad at doing that, so
Yeah,
I don't know how to stipple yet. Okay, so that's all the trash cleaned up.
Jesus.
Now all those Ultramarines, they're all thrown away now.
Oh man.
Okay, I know. I don't know.
Ultramar.
I know they're cool. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, I'm gonna need to take my headset off real quick.
Yeah.
Don't worry. My oh, thank God, my Trigon's okay.
Hey.
Okay, so my Trigon is okay. Oh shit. Oh no, he's not. A lot of his fucking like spikes got smashed a little bit. Damn it, I'll have to repaint over those.
Okay.
Well, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Fucking cats, man.
Oh, was it a cat? Oh no.
It was a cat for sure.
Okay, there you go. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know how weird this sounds. Before this channel, Prince Boo was my favorite channel. Once I had a dream that I was at his house, and it turned out to be RE7 type evil house. Well, there you go. Now he's collecting nids, so like, episode 50, everybody, where we don't have technical difficulties, we have real life tragedy. Happened with nids. No. My boss has cats, or he'll say his wife has cats. His comment about cats, the cats are assholes. Yeah, everybody knows. Everybody knows. They just jump on shit and, knock shit over. But sometimes cats are sweet. I have a friend who has a bunch of cats and they're really sweet. Oh man. Well, it's just funny. But yeah, so I actually do want to note a couple of things, because we don't know exactly when we're going to be doing like more 40K stuff in the sense of like actually streaming it. It is one of those things where I do wonder if you sorry, okay, let me gather my thoughts. So battle reports can be really long, and I would like to know if people want to see like the full thing, right? The full battle, everything we do, movement phase, psychic phase, all that shit. Like, and even in between when we're just talking and stuff, like if it takes like 4 hours, right? If that's cool. Like people, I personally really like longer videos, right? Longer videos are really good to me. And I like just having things to watch and listen to. So like it would be interesting to know like how long is too long, When we get back on topic, I would really like to hear what you guys think about crafting in various RPGs, but in particular in Pathfinder 2e, and if you guys have any homebrew recommendations. Okay. So, well, I'll wait until Boo's all set, and we can answer that together. Did find the channel about 8 months ago from Boo, and since then it's become one of my favorite channels. I really enjoyed every episode, especially the live streams. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Hope you continue to enjoy. Tell us if we start doing something like real shit. because honesty is the best policy. A lot of people, including my players in my upcoming campaign, are not fans of Pathfinder 2e crafting. All right, so I've done it once because I played in a one shot, right? Pathfinder 2e one shot where we did one kind of adventure and then adventure path, and then we had some downtime afterwards, and like that character made a thing, but like the rules themselves, like mostly it's just because of my inexperience, I think, but they're a little confusing. But I think they're fine as far as I'm aware, you know. I don't really know if they're like objectively good, right? Or worse than something else, because a lot of crafting stuff, again, I have very little experience with a lot of other RPGs. So like D&D 3.5 was my one with crafting in it, and it would tell me like, this is how long it'll take, this is how much gold it will take, you need this skill to craft these things, and you need to either, if you can't, then get somebody who can, and like then you can infuse it with magic and stuff. I'm specifically talking about like making golems and stuff, because golems are, I really like the creating of golems and homunculi and all that shit. So that stuff is like kind of my frame of reference. 3.5's crafting is my favorite just because it's the one that I know more so. And 5e has no crafting whatsoever, and it's really weird. Well, sorry, it has the golem creating books, right? It has the books where you use them and then you just make a golem just somehow, right? It doesn't tell you to do anything other than, you know, roll it, make the book, or use the book or something, but it's like, it's nothing, right? I really think they need to add something for crafting. I'd be fine with length, kind of treat long videos like podcasts and play it on the background as I do stuff. Hell yeah, dude. And we get super excited in that shit, so it's great. Fine with length, with long length too. Cool. It seems to take a long time, but we haven't done crafting yet. Crafting in 2e is, again, it's one of those things that I don't understand it as well now. But I think if I were to read it and like actually mull it over more, I think I would, and it wouldn't be as, because they do it in silver as well, which I'm like, huh? Right? They use silver as the monetary like resource instead of gold, and I'm like, why? You know, it's probably because silver is easier to get than gold. But I don't know. The two RPGs I like that have fun crafting systems are FFG Star Wars and an RPG titled Tefra, which is a steampunk fantasy RPG. That sounds awesome. I know Boo was interested in running a Star Wars campaign at some point. Obviously, like, not anywhere near what's happened in movies and books and all that shit. No, just our own thing, which would be really fun, I think, because I like the world of Star Wars. I don't like Star Wars, but not anymore. But I do like the world. 3.5 / Pathfinder 1E was pretty easy to crafting. Yeah. If you want 5e crafting, you have to use the classes from Mage Hand Press. Yeah, true. There are a lot of supplements and stuff where crafting was probably more explored. I just haven't looked into it too much, and like, it's never really become an issue, I guess, in the sense of like, I need something crafted, right? It's more just like, I wish crafting was here just inherently, right? Not just a thing. You guys are my go-to podcast when I go on walks to help with blood sugar, part of keeping it on top of my diabetes. There you go. Yeah. I'm glad we are, and I'm glad to help with your doing that. I think the Pathfinder setting is a silver piece economy, not completely sure. Okay. If that's the case, then that makes more sense. I don't like Star Wars, not anymore. You had us in the first half, not gonna lie. That's, well, okay. So I'll be totally honest. I don't care. I don't care for Star Wars. Like, I really don't. I used to like it more as a kid, right? Because I just liked a lot of things as a kid. But these days, I recognize the original trilogy, good movies, right? The prequel trilogy, not great. The sequel trilogy, even worse. The writing is bad. So, yes. Yes, Disney Star Wars is just bad fan fiction. That is true. How do you guys feel about homebrew versus official? As long as it doesn't break the game, I like homebrew stuff. Official stuff is good too, but like whatever works, right? Like as long as you can make it work in your world and such, absolutely like anything. We've covered a bunch of homebrew stuff just every now and again, and we should really do that again. We used to cover monsters a little bit more, but yeah, I think honestly, if you find something that's cool, just make sure that it will work and fucking do it. MHP has some kick-ass 5e material. Okay, yeah, I'll look into Mage Empress. Absolutely. I think I've heard the name before. Dude, my brain hurts. Like, in the sense of, like, trying to remember things. I don't remember a lot.
This is quite a rescue mission.
Yeah? How's it going?
Well, I have found all, okay. So, first off, none of them have been broken, as far as I can tell.
Good.
The Trigon was slightly damaged on his head spikes, but it's as simple as just painting over with the green again, and
okay.
it'll be fine. I am missing a Zoanthrope and a Termagant, but I know where the Termagant is. I don't know where the Zoanthrope is.
Okay. Well.
So, and I'm guessing that he may have just fallen into my little pile of trash bags here. I just have like, you know, when you go to the store,
you have a little thing just to
save them, put them in a small trash can.
I feel you.
So,
absolutely.
He might have just fallen into the pile, although now that I'm pulling them away, I can't see him, so I don't know where he is. So,
you'll find him. No worries.
Yeah, no, I'll find him. I'm not really even... It's my fault. I shouldn't have left the door open.
Yeah, well, you know. Like third party and homebrew, yes. I wish third party didn't have to pick up so much sometimes, though. Yes. Like that's what I was saying with like the stuff for 5e with crafting. I wish it was more inherent and not just something you had to go find, right? Same, only care about the OG trilogy and some of the games. Oh yeah, like Knights of the Old Republic is really good. I like that game a lot. Old BioWare, fucking good stuff, you know? I like Lego Star Wars. Lego Star Wars was fun. They can hotfix problems in official sources. They can, but it's one of those things where they don't really... Like, the hotfix is maybe something they put somewhere, right? Like, somewhere on an official blog or something that I don't know where to find them. And that might just be me. Like, I'm just not informed. Yeah, if you had to pick a video game world for tabletop RPG, which would you pick? Don't say Cyberpunk. That's a good question.
Game world for tabletop RPG.
So there are a few that already exist, like The Witcher exists as a tabletop RPG, which was a book first, but still. Video game.
I think something that could be, well, I was going to say Far Cry 3. That would be kind of cool. Just because you're that kind of, like, obviously not the same story, but I just think being that kind of, like, hunted person on an island surrounded by nothing but enemies, and you have to hunt to survive and shit, that'd be kind of cool.
Just Cause.
Yeah.
Just Cause would be super fun, I think.
Yeah.
Man, the Cat Tyranid War of 2021 must have been epic. Too bad no one saw it.
Yeah, nobody saw it. I didn't even see it.
Yeah. Video game world to play as an RPG. Yep. Wizards of the Coast seem a little averse to more drastic errata. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Dragon Age has one. That is true. I remember Brogan, No Net Ones, he informed me about that because he made a video where he was talking about it, and seems cool. There's a Dishonored tabletop, if I recall correctly. That's cool.
Ooh, that's cool.
I would definitely play that. I know Aiden would love that.
Oh yeah.
System Shock 2. Ooh. Okay.
Oh
I still haven't played it. I should really play that.
yeah, I want to play the new version. I want to hold off until then.
Yeah. Default answer is usually Mass Effect. Ooh. Yeah, Mass Effect is a really good universe. I fucking love that. Oh, God, I love Mass Effect. Oh, it's so good.
Yep.
Oh my God. Dishonored RPG is cool. Monster Hunter. That is true. Brogan ran something for you guys, right?
Yeah, it was a little one shot where we were basically playing Monster Hunter. It was the night before Monster Hunter World came out.
Ah.
So that was fun.
That's cool. Yeah. That was back during the time that I was just gone.
Yeah, you were in school, weren't you?
No, I was both in school, but also just like being a recluse, just because I just couldn't handle the world for a while. Yeah. Good stuff. Mass Effect 1 and 2, yeah. So, can somebody tell me what the problem is with 3 now? Because having played it after never playing Mass Effect, and playing through 1, 2, and then 3, like with everything already out, I think it's fine.
I think it was the ending. A lot of people had problems with the
ending.
That's
true.
It was that.
People don't like the fact that you merged with the thing and made by the way, spoilers for a game that's old as fuck, but like
I don't know if that's I remember the big thing being that no matter how you played the game, basically it was the same ending every time with a different color splattered over the screen.
I wouldn't say so, because the one ending is you destroy all the Reavers and the Geth, I believe. Like you destroy a bunch of shit. And then oh yeah, okay. So if that's a new thing, that's the one that I saw, and that's a really good one. Where you sacrifice yourself to make it so the Reavers and the Geth and everything is more human, basically. In the sense that they then don't want to kill everybody and they start living together and actually helping each other. And it's a good ending, like I thought.
Okay. Yeah, when that was not the initial ending. That was not the original ending.
Okay. Well then play it now, and if you like it now, I think it's fine, because I think it's really good now. Like now that everything is out and all that, like, and you have all the you can get all these things in a collection, basically, like everything together, except for Andromeda. Nobody cares. But like playing it 1 to 3 now, fucking great. I liked it a lot. It's been a while though, so maybe I misremember some stuff. I don't know. Seen Final Fantasy 14 as a setting and source book. Ooh. Other one is Fallout, which is getting an RPG later this year. That makes sense. Like, I'm surprised it wasn't a thing already. I know they have a board game. I remember that. I like the ideas of Andromeda exploring a brand new galaxy, founding new colonies, and discovering planets. Yeah, the idea is great. The execution is fucking shit.
Yep.
Let's talk about the writing real quick. Oh man, why can't you just Omnigel or anything, the little crack in your helmet, Dad? When did Omnigel just get phased out? Why would it get phased out? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, here's the thing, though. It's a prequel.
No, it's not.
It wasn't around yet.
No, it's not. It's literally in the middle of 1 and 2. It's so dumb. I hated what they did with the dialogue. Also, some of the plot doesn't really make sense in context with what was stated in previous games. If you're talking about Andromeda, absolutely 100%. Fucking Andromeda sucks. Some people like it, and that's fine. Good for you, but its writing is not good. Life is Strange universe could make an interesting RPG. I'm gonna make a hot take. I don't know if it's that hot, but I don't really like Life is Strange, like, at all.
Oh, fuck that game. Fuck it.
Like,
I'll say it.
Main character isn't good. The side character isn't good. Like, it's just a bunch of selfish shit, and like, it doesn't matter. Ugh.
No, sorry. I agree. Fuck it.
Yeah,
I hate it.
I don't like it at all. So I don't care. Sorry. But yeah, that's there was some stuff that they asked before that actually.
Yeah, and the universe would be neat. I'm sure they could do something with the universe of it, but not the characters from the game.
That's the thing, right? Like, the universe is just our world, but some people can like make time go backwards. That's it.
Or have other powers and stuff.
Is that a thing?
Maybe.
Did they add more powers?
I don't know, but like I'm grasping at straws here.
Right, like
the only person we know of has time powers, but I'm just saying maybe other people can do other things.
Maybe, you're right. Maybe. It's a possibility, but having been shown no other... Like, I know Life is Strange 2 exists. I don't care. I haven't looked into it. If there's more powers than that, then great. But I think it's just time again. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But I couldn't...
Who knows?
I don't know.
Not me. Not us.
Yep. And I'm not going to.
That's why we are perfectly prepared to judge it.
Yep, absolutely. Well, that's the thing.
Perfectly qualified.
I've seen the full fucking... I have episode 1 of Life is Strange, and I never played it because I saw the whole fucking game and like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't... They tried really hard to make something that was going to resonate with a bunch of people, and it's so bad.
Yeah. And it's like the other thing with it is that it's super dated.
Yeah.
Like now it's just completely negligible.
Yeah, absolutely. When you rely too much on like not pop culture, but like current period thing, it becomes a period piece, but in a bad way.
Yeah, like there are period pieces that are incredible, like the Untouchables. But Life is Strange is not.
More right, I believe is the term. That's true. We are more right.
What?
We're more right.
Oh, yeah. And like, in hell, to a greater extent, I want to say one of the best like near decades that you can do a period piece of would be like the 70s with Dirty Harry.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay.
Because with Dirty Harry, and like obviously it's using the kind of slightly title dropping, you really, really get a sense and a feel of just how filthy and grimy that city really was.
There's a lot of good like representations of really like the time, right? In the movies. Yeah, absolutely.
And the 80s, obviously, because everybody loves the 80s. You can do that.
A little too much.
Nobody gives a shit about the 90s anymore.
No.
Nobody even remembers the 2000s.
No. I lived through it. I don't remember it.
Yeah, I don't remember a fucking thing. I was born in 1992, and I was fucking... I don't fucking know.
There you go.
Those were my formative years. I don't remember a fucking thing.
Oh no, guys, stop ripping. Guys, gotta stop ripping my favorite game. No.
The Thing RPG?
No. Yeah, oh, that would be super fun. Like, even just using it as like a setting for like just a campaign, right?
Yeah,
like,
now actually,
anything
now that you mention it, Seth Skurkowski actually did a review of the Alien RPG.
Ooh.
And he did essentially, like, the RPG calls it cinematic play, but it's basically just modules. So because it's a fixed story, so it's cinematic. And they actually did a very The Thing scenario for that module. So I mean, that's kind of already a thing.
Cool.
Although one of the things that I've heard of, when The Thing was still popular, apparently they tried to adapt The Thing into a TV show.
And I remember hearing about that, and I don't remember hearing anything after that, right?
Okay. I just know that, as far as I remember, it was still very focused on like the paranoia and all the, like, oh my God, who is it? It could be anybody, that kind of thing, the distrust kind of thing.
Right.
The two big things was that one, it somehow made it to some kind of like alpine camp or something.
Okay.
And so it was like not camp counselors like in Friday the 13th or anything, but they were like the administrative staff there. And then eventually, like the day after it got there, the whole place was completely sealed off by the military and nobody could go in or out. So they're trapped there. And two, you saw The Thing, right?
Oh yeah. It's one of my favorite fucking movies of all time.
Me too.
I own it on Blu-ray.
Nice. The second thing was it learned how to beat the blood test.
Ooh.
Yeah. So they had to come up with something new. And I don't even actually know what it was. I think it ran for like less than one season. Okay. Either that or it was either a TV show or a comic. It was one of those two.
Okay.
But that's super cool.
Yeah, no, like that makes sense to me because it adapts, right? And it's trying to hide itself away, right? Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's why the prequel sucks. Two other RPGs from video games, Persona 5 and Horizon Zero Dawn. I hear a lot of good things about Horizon, and I really want to play it. And I also want to play Persona 5, but I want to play Persona 4 first, because I'm like that.
Yeah.
The Thing RPG could have the
players.
Their own players be the antagonists. Yes.
Yeah, so like you could be playing as the Thing, and you're trying to avoid the military and shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be cool.
I want to say that I remember Nirvana in the 90s, but it seems like it actually gets drowned out by that Hootie and the Blowfish. I could never get away from, and The Thing is amazing. Absolutely, yes.
If you like The Thing and you like John Carpenter movies, you should definitely look into The Fog.
That's
John
right.
Carpenter's The Fog.
I still need to watch that. Yeah,
it's really excellent.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same. It's not about paranoia. It's just pure dread. It's great.
Which is man. We could go on and on about movies and stuff, man.
Mm-hmm. Like good movies,
like
and
good,
bad movies,
and bad movies. Oh God, I could go on and on about the writing of bad movies. I love it. Okay, we're talking about The Thing. So like the first one, or the second. Sorry, the first one is the Thing from Beyond or whatever, right? But the prequel to John Carpenter's The Thing, the only thing that is neat about it, that is just neat, is that they recreate shots from like just what you see later. That's it. That's the only thing. Yeah, Thing from Another World. Yeah, there you go. But that is the only thing it has going for it, because everything else, it doesn't make any sense why The Thing is the way it is. Because like from the beginning of it, it's trying to blend in. Like the whole purpose is to take over, blend in, not be noticed, all of that. Yeah. Right? And like it's been between that movie and the John Carpenter's The Thing, that's like not even a few days. Why did it so radically change immediately when it won? Right? It doesn't need to adapt when it's already won. Why wouldn't the same thing work? Right?
Yeah. Because bad writers.
Oh, okay. That's true.
Unfortunately true.
Yeah. Pretty good Xbox PS2 game of The Thing that is canonical sequel to the 80s Thing. Yeah, I've seen
that the one that Spoonie played?
Did he?
I think so.
Oh,
it was a long time ago.
I don't know, man. I just remember I remember there being a Thing game. The other there's it's not a Thing game, but it's called Distrust, actually.
Okay.
And it's just a more of a basic like Lovecraftian horror kind of thing, where they're just aliens, things that are around that you have to avoid, because if you go to sleep for too long, they summon and stuff. And and like you have to you're in like the Arctic, and it's like you have to get to the next area by unlocking doors, and you have to find food and actually like manage your heat and all that stuff, and there's limited resources, so you have to try to like keep certain sections powered and warm, right? It's very cool. I like it a lot.
I have heard of The Prisoner. I've heard the name. Yeah, basically a retirement colony for ex-secret agents where they are brainwashed. Yeah.
Ooh.
I've heard of that. I've never seen it. The only thing I know about it is that there's a big flying white ball that like picks you up and takes you back to your cell if you like are in an area you're not supposed to be in.
Cool.
It's weird.
Shows about the main character designated number 6 trying to escape. Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fucking a lot of good stuff exists that you should take inspiration from.
Yes.
And learn
from.
And try to
my
emulate.
problem is that like even though there's lots of good stuff to take inspiration from, I don't want to just like copy paste.
No, I feel that absolutely, and that's why I say inspiration and not like just flat out steal, right? Because you can absolutely, right? Like I could run a Call of Cthulhu thing of the story of the Whisperers in the Dark, or Whisperer in the Dark, like because you don't know it, right? You haven't read it.
Yeah, I haven't read that.
And
that's
so
Stygian Rise of the Whatevers, right?
They have a side quest in that has that in it. It's basically that, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like,
Yeah, I haven't read it, so I got lucky there.
Yeah, again, it's like, it's very good. Like I really enjoy that story. It's one of my favorites. But like, it's one of those things
I need to
where,
read more Lovecraft.
Dude, I have been falling behind on reading Lovecraft. Like I just didn't keep reading for some reason.
Yeah, I read a few and then I just kind of stopped. even though I really enjoyed them.
We watched a video about stealing. Now you say don't steal. Which is it? That's fair.
Yeah.
Obviously, what we're saying is you can do it. Absolutely. Like, it's fine. Like, if you just want to take the plot points and do it and make it so that. But the best part, I think, is just making it your own, right? Because just going beat for beat can be one of those things where people will just recognize it, right? And by stealing, obviously, they also mean, I believe, at least, inspired by, right? Like, you take elements from these things that you like and you work with them, right, to make the story. But you know.
Yeah, it's rules and not stories.
Well, even the story, like they said, they used Sherlock Holmes.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I just mean, like, the thing that I am going to blatantly steal and say that I stole would be rules. I will say that I took inspiration from this story.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, or you can still skate in the north.
That's true.
Does Call of Cthulhu have the Lovecraft cat? No, I don't think so.
It's the Rats in the Walls, I think.
Ah.
Yep, that's the one with the cat.
Oh, fuck off, Pizza Funk.
Because he is mad that you should buy Fate of Call of Cthulhu. Fate of Cthulhu. Oh, my favorite game.
Oh,
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It'll be so... I hope...
Yeah, rules can't be copyrighted, so steal away.
There you go.
Good point. All right, well, is that it?
Yeah, I think that's where we'll end it off for now. If you guys have any more stuff to ask, obviously ask away in the Discord. We're around, be inspired. Exactly.
Yeah.
But definitely look out for more stuff coming.
Yes.
I'm
potentially 8 hours of something.
Yes, 8 hours of something, as well as other hours of more stuff.
Yes.
I'll probably upload that 2.5 hour battle report that was like not a battle report,
Yeah, just kind of a test run.
Yep, test run of 40K. So look out for that. And yeah, obviously last time I didn't say it, but hey, if you're new, we do this every Tuesday, hopefully. Sometimes it gets pushed back to Wednesdays, like today. Live streaming it 9 to fucking whenever Eastern. And then it's available as a VOD on Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then as an audio version on your podcasting service of choice at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or around there on Mondays. And obviously, again, thank you to our lovely patrons. We've got Mog Zero, who did that $10 and fucking gets the shout before everybody else because of that. So Mog Zero, thank you. Frozen Spaghetti, Draco Kusagi, Kill Chrono, Slazer, and Steely. Very much appreciate it. Again, thank you so much. And again, thank you to everybody out there who's subscribed, who's looked at a video, who's shared it, who's liked it, all that shit, everything. Thank you so much. It's brought to you by viewers like you. Exactly. Thank you.
Yes.
It hasn't been every Wednesday since you subscribed. No, Indigo Dragon hasn't. Maybe, I mean, for us, it's Tuesdays. For other people, it might be Wednesday. I don't know. But it depends on time zones and shit. Whatever. Other than that, merch, all that shit. Follow us on all the socials and all that shit. It's in the description. Go check that. If you want the links to the videos the video that we watched, I'll also link the document. If you want to pose those questions to anybody that you know, I don't know, or other creators, who knows. But yeah, that'll do it for us tonight. Thank you all for joining us for our 1-year anniversary podcast. Here's to another year. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
For remember, Juice is gonna be on, and we're gonna have him giving his shit on whatever we're tearing into.
Something that's gonna be annoying, apparently.
Yes, absolutely. It's gonna be great. So get excited, because I am. But yeah, thanks so much, and we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.